Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Mayhem!
Woo! Yeah!
All right, what's up everybody? We are back after a few weeks off, getting ready for San Diego Comic-Con and doing stuff there. We're excited to be back. Thank you very much for joining us. If you're watching us live, we always really appreciate it. If you're new to our show, we do this every Monday night. We play different role-playing games. Dungeons & Dragons is usually one of them that we kind of alternate on every other week. And other ones like Fade and Lady Blackbird, and we've actually done a whole bunch recently because we did a gaming marathon for charity not too long ago. But you can find a whole bunch of different RPGs we try out. Tonight, we're actually going to do something a little differently because there was a bunch of people who came to our gaming panels and sessions at San Diego Comic-Con last week. So if they are watching, we kind of wanted to do something kind of like a one-shot, something new that you didn't have to have been aware of all our past stuff to enjoy. So we were playing Apocalypse World tonight, which is a very cool post-apocalyptic RPG. Our game master will tell you more about it in just a second. First, though, a big shout out to all those people at San Diego Comic-Con. We had an awesome tabletop RPG Dungeons & Dragons panel we did there. Last year's was awesome. This year's was even better. We've had more people who came out. Trip and Marks were part of it, as were Jen Kretschmer and Jennifer Miro and Lisa Teague. We had an awesome panel. The audience was super enthusiastic. There were so many questions. We did not even get too close to getting all the questions that people had. So it was a lot of fun. Oh, I got the best part, of course, is I actually got a hug from the audience. So now I'm super famous.
It was fantastic. It was amazing. Yeah.
And Trip and Mark said nothing, I'm sure, to do with that at all.
Actually, nothing. No. You moved the audience, Jeff. They were just like,
I did.
Hugs! We want hugs! Jeff.
And of course, the guy I got the hug from, though, was this, like, the hugest guy in the audience who was dressed as what Game of Thrones character was he dressed as?
No. It's
Jason Momoa's character.
Drogo.
Yes.
Drogo, yes.
Yeah. So he was this big jacked guy dressed as Drogo, so it was perfect. So thank you, sir. I enjoyed that hug very much.
Where are the pictures?
You know what? I don't think anybody got a picture of it. I afterwards was like, damn it.
But we have video. There is video of that.
Oh, I should check the video of the panel. Maybe they caught it on video. You're right. I bet they did. I got to check that.
Yeah.
Oh, good idea. We will be sharing that video, actually, folks, of that in our Super Geeked Up panel. I'm actually starting to release some of the panels we shot there, but I got to go through and edit that. And in our gaming sessions, were really cool. We actually got more people than I thought we would because I didn't know who was going to come out to these things. But we had a great group on both Thursday and Friday night. Marks and I ran some, and Trip was participating in the Friday night one. And we had an awesome group there, too. Like, they were a really cool group of people. They worked really well together, and I think everybody had a lot of fun.
They're really great and created an amazing world and fun characters. We had a good time, and I was inappropriate.
That's normal.
You're kidding.
I was Jack, the jackhammer malfunctioning robot. And
Right.
I won't say what the guy had to say to
I'll say it. He just wanted people to have to say jack on, jack off.
Right. Because I wouldn't stop hammering unless somebody said that. Anyway, it's wrong.
But no, big thanks to everybody. You guys were awesome, and you really made the panel and gaming sessions a lot of fun. And big thanks to Evil Hat Productions, who gave us tons of awesome Fate and other gaming things. And Dresden actually books we got to give out. We had a lot of cool prizes we got to give out there. All right, so I guess we'll get into tonight. If you're in the live chat, please chat away there. This is actually a game where you can definitely help us out shaping the story. This is a very non-planned thing out here, so we kind of did this on the spur of the moment, so you guys can help us figure out what's going on. I'm going to check the chat in just a minute here. We're going to go to Somnus, our game master. He's going to tell you just a little bit about what Apocalypse World is, and then we'll do our character introductions.
Alrighty, so Apocalypse World is a very fast-paced, rules-light game, fun thing to just throw together, and they actually tell you not to do any prep for it, at least not for the first session. Just let it flow, basically. And so the players in this game, sort of like in Fate, they have a lot more say in what goes on in the setting than might be typical with the kind of setup. So in this particular apocalypse world that we're running, we have a world that has fallen apart. People don't really remember exactly what caused the downfall of civilization. There are still old machines that are around, but this particular area has kind of taken up a style reminiscent of the Wild West. There are still cars and other vehicles around. There are even, in some places, still robots that are functioning, which plays into the paranoia of one of our characters tonight. And so we're kind of in an Old West town and seeing what mayhem comes.
Did you mention robots?
I did mention robots.
Okay, good. I was reading the chat. Robots are very important.
It's like Fallout New Vegas.
And there's an old, like, Texaco station, too, right? That these cultists were worshiping at?
The cult of the Red
I don't know
I
what
think
you're
we'll get
talking
into that.
about. There was a cult of the Red Star.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Which
cool.
may have been an old Texaco.
Which might have been worshiping the Texaco sign at the gas station while snorting gas fumes.
Nice.
Well,
As you do in the apocalypse, you know.
Yeah, Nate and I and Samus' daughter, off stream, we actually played one session of this. So Nate and I, my characters are from there. We'll introduce those in a minute. But you don't need to know anything that happened on there. It was like very much just a one-shot type thing. So in the chat, we got Chris Hadley, Anthony Davis watching. Thank you, gentlemen. Chris says he's watching on his big screen TV. That's awesome to hear. And
Awesome.
He's interested in seeing the video of my hug for Comic-Con. And Anthony says, hey, you should go to Amazon and see the review I left for Mark's Pyle's book, which is shit. Oh my god, I'm totally blanking. Mark's, what the fuck's the name of it?
Television on the Wild Wild Web. How to blaze your own trail.
Hey, speaking of the Wild West, there you go. That's a good tie-in. Wild Wild Web.
Right.
So there you go. Unlike Anthony, I left a very bad review for it. I'm just kidding. I didn't know. I wrote the foreword. I would totally not leave a bad review.
That would be like some self-hate going on there.
Yeah, I know. That would be terrible.
Deep self-loathing.
Yeah. No, I wrote a very positive foreword about it, so you can check it.
I left a very racy review about it, how it changed my life and my relationship with women.
It may or may not have been the book he was actually reading.
What? I don't know.
Also in the live chat, a listener's mate says, one of the pictures from Comic-Con of me, what looked like I was leading a choir. Well, actually, yes, I was. We got all the cosplayers together, and we did. I'm trying to think of some song. Like, I don't even know what they would be singing.
Hallelujah.
DuckTales. They would sing the DuckTales theme song. Because that happened once at Comic-Con. I went to a panel that was about all those Disney cartoons, and the whole audience actually sang DuckTales.
Nice.
Fun.
That's splendid.
Which is coming back really soon, right? The new DuckTales, is that coming out?
Yeah, something about that. And apparently Darkwing Duck is going to be in it.
No way, is he? Oh my god, he was my favorite.
From something I saw, it's Darkwing Duck is supposed to be in it.
That is amazing. That's true. I'm totally watching it now.
Fun.
All right, I guess we'll do some character intros here, right? Sounds good.
What? Sure.
So, all right, good folks. So these characters are not quite as developed as a lot of our characters are, because again, this is very kind of on the spur of the moment here, more or less.
I wrote a novel about mine. I don't know about you
You probably did, actually. All right, let me do here. Why don't I start with Nate? And I'm going to share his character image here in a second. But why don't you talk about your character, Nate?
Yes. Poor old Grimm, who is now in his late 50s, suffered some kind of very traumatic experience right before the world went to shit. And whether or not it may be true, he believes that certain animatronic beings are actually behind the downfall of man, and he seeks to end most of them, which you will quickly come to find out they're more prevalent than originally hoped.
Wow.
Yes, and you're seeing this picture, right? That's your picture, yes?
Indeed. And if you're curious as to why an element of nature is shooting out of his hands, it's because he's become very attached to the psychic maelstrom that now inhabits the earth. And he has become very weird, so to speak, and is also a brainer archetype.
Right, which means you can kind of get inside people's heads, right, and try to convince them to do things.
Oh, a little more than that. I can melt their brain.
Oh, yeah, that's gross. By the way, even though this picture looks super badass, folks, at least the way Nate's been playing him, I find him more feeble and incompetent. But
that's what I thought.
Feeble and incompetent.
Just take this image as how he sees himself.
Exactly.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Exactly.
A hero of mankind.
The rest of us see like an 80-year-old guy who can barely walk.
I know the quick one-off that we played with you a while back. I thought you were carrying around like a little cane. And we're like,
yeah, it was, right? A walking stick?
Oh, a walking stick, yes.
He sees it as this amazing scepter, though, apparently.
Yes, no, exactly. The best part is he doesn't actually need it to help him walk. He just has it. Nobody has asked him why he has it. They just assume it's because he possibly has some sort of disability.
It's a security blanket.
He goes into the freaking Social Security office demanding something and melts everybody's brains. Give me my benefits!
I want my Social Security, damn it!
Sorry.
All right,
and the corpse behind the desk simply looks at him.
Come on,
all right.
I know you're in there.
So that's Grim. Maybe a little more appealing to look at. Here's my character, Crimson. So this is, by the way, the character classes are very cool in this game. So he was a brainer. Crimson is what's called a Battlebabe. The name itself is awesome, I think, of the character. As you can see, sure, her name is kind of matching her hair color. So she's pretty badass. She's very good under pressure. She's a bounty hunter, and she's cool at her job. I'm trying to think what else. So I didn't really plan her to be, but based on Nate's and Shiloh's character, she kind of wound up being rather sarcastic. But it's mainly, I think, because of bouncing off of these two characters that they were playing. She also likes to try to convince Grim that robots are really behind everything and that he's correct, just to mess around with him, like the Downfall Society. So I wound up playing her like not quite as serious, but she's pretty badass. She's good in a fight. And trying to think what else. Oh, she also wears very little clothing, and that's mainly because that's one of the stats of one of her Battlebabe things is, which I forget the name right now. I'll have to look it up. But when I took it, she gets like this 2 armor when she doesn't wear anything, basically, or very little clothing. So it's almost like a barbarian, I feel, kind of in D&D, right? When they don't wear stuff, they actually have good armor. So that's kind of thing. So there you go. That's her. All right, let's go on to Trip, I guess.
I just want to make sure she is 18 if I flirt with her, right?
Yes, she's. I got.
Sure. The photo
she's
looks
at her
very
mid.
young, so all right.
Yeah, she's in her mid-20s.
All right, perfect.
Think of her wearing kind of probably like more of like a bikini, but kind of like with like cowboy hat and some chaps or something, probably.
All right, sounds good. I'm up.
This is you, right?
Yeah, don't I look badass? All right.
Nice.
It's a completely new character. So my archetype is the driver. So, as in Mad Max, one of my main things is having an awesome car. So I'm going to reveal some things, but clearly the group wouldn't know this about me. But my name is Blaze, and of course Blaze loves speed and his hot rod coupe called Glory. So yes, Blaze of Glory. He's lived a good life as the driver of Warlord General. There will be blood Blaze. But I ran off with his daughter Majestic for love, freedom, and maybe a baby is on the way. And right now she's in an undisclosed safe location. And I'm on the run from General Blade's men. And my plan is to get just as far away as possible from them, and I'm assuming this town is pretty damn far away already, and either outrun or kill anyone who's coming after me. And as a driver, let's see. So as a driver, some of the driver's special skills, when I'm behind the wheel, my main skill is I'm a no-shit driver. And I get all these different special bonuses as long as I'm behind the wheel of my car. And my other thing, which I'm going to say it's a secret from everybody else unless it comes up in a relationship building thing. But my secret other special skill is my other car is a tank, which it's a giant semi with mounted machine guns and is pretty badass. But I'm just going to say that only comes into play if it's really needed. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's it. And as a driver, though, I mean, my big thing is driving and reading people and reading the situation. I'm not really a heavy, although I do carry a 44 Magnum for tight situations. That's it.
All right. Now we got Marks, here's his character, which is, oh my God, jeez.
Nice.
I like it.
I just created this character like a few minutes ago, so how much of a backstory yet.
It's okay.
He's a man of
Faceless doesn't
mystery.
need one.
That's okay. You're the faceless. You can walk onto the screen and just do like Krieg does. I'm the conductor of the poop train.
And it just works. Everybody accepts him.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So he's the faceless. What do you call them? Classes or occupations, or whatever. I'm not sure.
Archetype, whatever.
Archetype. So sort of like Mad Max meets Jason from Friday the 13th, I guess.
Well, even if you think back to like Road Warrior, the big boss of the opposing side had the like hockey helmet and
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
the hockey mask. And
Just
stuff.
walk away.
Yeah.
So exactly. I got either. I'm deciding between an axe and a shotgun. I don't know if it matters. Like with my hard score,
No,
does it matter?
both skills run off of the hard stat. So no matter what the attack is, it goes off of that stat.
All right. So I'm gonna do a shot-off shotgun then, probably.
Nice.
So So he stays kind of quiet, man of mystery. Who knows what his face looks like? He's good at killing stuff. So he goes by AE.
AE?
What does it stand for? I don't know.
It's a mystery.
After Earth.
After Earth.
After egg roll.
He was never the same after the egg roll.
It was a really bad one.
Ask the audience to come up with things for AE.
Yeah.
I like the after egg roll. He just accidentally diarrheaed himself so bad that in utter shame, he donned a mask and never took it off.
What's that smell?
In the chat, as we were doing those character intros in the chat, Chris Halley says, "Kind of young to be flirting with, eh, Blaze?" Actually, no, just all right. She's certainly of age.
Yeah. He said she's mid-20s.
Yeah, that's
So
no
that's
problem.
fine. But believe me, I was a little worried too. I was like, is she 12?
12.
I'm sorry, man.
This well in the apocalypse. Damn.
I didn't think that picture looked that young. Did it look young?
I don't know.
I would like to use the term youthful, but I
But
didn't.
if I saw that girl in real life, I would not take a second glance.
All right.
I'd just be like,
It's
tell me.
okay. First off, it's a drawing of a cartoon person. Like it's an anime.
I know.
And they all look about 12.
All right.
I was just trying to find a badass picture with red hair.
No, she's awesome. She's awesome, even though she looks like she's 12.
All right. She's not 12. She's 20. She's 20, like 5 or something.
Yes.
Is that a preteen wasteland?
And then also in the chat, Chris Halley, when you said about the tank thing, he said, "I thought your other car was a Volkswagen." And
Yes. I thought about that.
Lister's Mate says that should be the bumper sticker. My other car is a tank.
Agreed.
That is actually good. Yeah.
It is.
He's got his own war
Oh,
rig.
Chris was wondering how old Blaze was. I see. Maybe that there was a big age difference is what he's saying. How old is Blaze?
Oh, Blaze. I haven't determined that yet. I'm thinking 35,
All right.
something
all right.
like that.
Sounds about right.
All right.
All right. So, all right. Those are characters. I guess we already talked. You already talked a little bit about the world, right? That we're in here.
Yeah. So we need to do the history, kids.
Yes.
So we have to decide how everybody knows everybody. Although I think I vaguely remember how at least the Brainer and the Battlebabe know each other.
Knowingly or unknowingly.
Oh yes. Well, the notes I have are, by the way, this stuff is the history stuff is thing you do, folks, before you play the game with the characters, so they're kind of tied to each other. And the questions you ask are kind of very strange in this game. But what I have down here is Grim watched my character Crimson sleep without her knowledge, which is really creepy. And that Crimson distrusts and hates his guts. Which I think, though, in the last game maybe got a little better. I don't think she quite hates
a little bit.
I don't think she totally hates his guts.
We learned about each other a little more than previously.
Wow. That's frightening.
Yeah, it's very disturbing.
You're getting some very good sleep there, young woman. I hate you!
I remember sleep.
Right. Wow.
All right. So, but we're gonna go ahead and redo them. Just maybe he watched more than one person sleep.
But we'll keep like for us two, right? We'll keep that the same.
Yeah, you can keep that the same. But I think that means that the other things. I think he's only got 2 questions.
2 more after that. Yeah, there's 3 in total.
There's 3 in total. Okay. So I guess.
We would fit perfectly.
We'll go ahead and start with one of the newer folks.
Actually,
so let's start with Blaze. And
while we do that, and Nate, can you share your screen because we lost Marx's thing again?
Oh no!
No!
Give me a sec.
All right, so you do that. Yeah, we'll go ahead with the questions while he does that.
Well, so Marx, are you still there? Okay. Because I was thinking this would make the most sense to play out with Marx. I think what makes the most sense for me to ask is just one of you guys was with me for several. No. Yeah. Just one of you's been with me for several days, and that player would get HX +2. But I think for it to make any sense, it would probably be Marx that I would have picked up somewhere.
That does make a measure of sense.
Yeah, since you guys are basically being introduced at the same time.
Right. So what's Marx's name again? I'm sorry.
AE.
AE, right, which we don't know what it stands for. But so AE will put HX +2 for me. We'll just remind him when he gets here.
Okay,
I'm fixing it so that you guys can... You can't edit the sheets, but everybody can see all the character names there. So now you should be able to see everybody in the group 3 over on the character sheets. So there should be Blaze, AE, Grim, Crimson, and Doc.
Yeah, so this is interesting. It says everybody else, I think, does an HX +1 from me that everybody would have heard something about from where I am and where I've been. So maybe I'm a little bit of a legend on the road, I guess.
Okay, so we get +1?
So yeah, it looks like
there's more questions there.
Right.
Like the first question, you went with the question, which one of you has been with me for days on the road? Right,
so that's 1. And I can choose to do 1 or 2. I think I would just do 1 of them. And then doesn't it say everybody else HX +1?
Well, it's at your option. You can ask 1, 2, or all 3.
Yeah, he just wants to do that. So that's cool.
All right, yeah. I mean, that works.
Okay, so sure, I'll do that one. So everybody's heard a little bit about me. Everybody's heard of the guy that's known as like Blaze of Glory with his super fast car Glory. And you guys have heard that I work for a powerful warlord.
Well, okay, hang on.
No? Sorry.
No, you're misreading how this works.
Okay, sorry.
So This is creating your HX ratings for the other characters.
Gotcha.
So AE joined you on the road for a few days.
Right.
So you would list on your sheet AE as being the HX2.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know him because he was traveling with you on the road. If you ask none of the other questions, you know all the other characters as HX -1. You don't really know them.
So we don't get anything for him. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Your relationships are decided by your questions.
Yes.
So that's cool. So yeah, I'll just stick with that. AE's been on the road with me, and sounds good.
In the chat, Listersmate says everybody knows that the king of road rage, Blaze.
Yeah. Except no, I was mistaken. But
All
thank
right.
you.
So, well, is Mark's back?
He's working on it. Let's go to. Well, mine is simple. Nate, by the way, you can move your picture up a little bit. We can barely see you.
Oh no! How about now?
Ah, there you are. All right.
Sweet.
All right. So I only have one on the Battlebabe actually, which is ask the other players which of the characters I can trust. I already know I can't trust fucking Grim.
I think our. I'm sorry.
Can I trust Blaze? You tell me this trip.
So I'm in my badass car that gives me a +1 hot, and I'm already +1 hot. And I say, babe, you can trust me.
All right. So I'll say we can trust him, but unfortunately that means I get a -1 because I like people who I can't trust, apparently, according to this sheet.
All right.
So I have a -1 with you. That's just what I write down here.
Perfect.
Nice.
And then, all right, that's it for me. Brainer, Grim?
Indeed. Really quick, because he's unsure who may be bot or not. Which one of you has he been carefully studying in secret?
You wanted that to be Blaze?
I don't know. He's using some auto tune, so he thinks he's a robot.
Wow.
What's the? Do you have another question? Maybe it'll fit the trip better.
Okay, let's see. Which one of you most evidently distrusts and dislikes Grim?
Well, that was originally on mine, right? But I mean,
Right, there were less players at that time.
Yeah, exactly,
so.
exactly. All right, so Trip, do you want to distrust him, or do you want that he was studying? Again, what, studying you?
In secret.
That he's been studying me in secret?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's better than watching you sleep in secret like he is to me. Yeah, folks, this character's really messed up.
Right. I can see it. Go ahead. Yeah.
He has moments of lucidity.
Right. You can say you've been studying me in secret. I wouldn't know. So I don't know.
Sure. All right.
Excellent.
Maybe he drives so amazingly well, you think it must be a robot. He must be a robot.
It's far too precise.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, cool. All right. Hey, Marks, you back?
Hello.
Hey, there we are.
All right. What are, hey, Marks, can my character trust you or not?
Probably not. No, I don't know. What are we doing?
No, let's go with that. Let's go with that. And that means I get a +3, actually, because I like not trusting people, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Risk taker by nature.
Never trust a character in a mask. That's what I'm saying.
All right. So, Mark, do you have your HX questions on your sheet there? Or does
sure. 1 second. HX question.
Mark's one other thing that we set up is you've been traveling with me for at least a couple days or a few days. So I've picked you up somewhere. Maybe we can create under what circumstances. But basically, I'm on the run. So I don't know. Do you have any idea where I would have picked you up? What you would have been doing?
Oh, his questions are good.
Yeah, I see him reacting to him already.
Yeah, which one of you once helped me do something terrible?
Well, that was totally grim.
So Grim helped AE do something terrible.
Yeah.
So +3.
Ooh,
Is that how it works?
schwanky.
Yep.
I'm just putting this out there, but what if you guys did something just horrific and you were trying to get away from the situation and I picked you up hitchhiking, but now I've taken you right back into this town, though, where you've been before. You just didn't realize where we were headed.
Works for me.
I feel like AE was just slaughtering a giant mob. Grim obviously thought that mayhaps one of them was secretly an android, so he assisted in that situation.
Damn, no gears.
Maybe in this one!
Check its spleen.
That's where they hide the circuits.
So do I need to ask other questions too, or just
If you want to, you can.
which
Up
one
to
of
you.
you do I think is pretty?
Well, I mean, so my character is super attractive. However, I don't know if you, being a faceless, think that's pretty or not. Maybe you think Grim is really pretty.
I've got +2 to my hot stat when I'm in my car.
Nice.
I have a +2 hot just in general.
Maybe I think the car is pretty.
Okay, sure.
That would be a natural reaction.
So put it for Blaze then.
And I'm sure it puts a nice rumble. Never mind.
Yeah.
So that's an HX +1.
Nice.
And then which one of you was once kind and unafraid toward me?
Kind and unafraid.
Mhm.
I'll go with Crimson. Sure.
Nice.
All right, HX +2.
By the way, folks, I looked at my notes from last time. Actually, Crimson is 28, is what I determined. And
nice.
you're right. I looked at that picture. Looks really young. I didn't realize. I gotta find a new picture.
Hey, maybe you looked like that when you were 28. I don't know.
See, that was an old photo of her when she was younger.
Okay. I was afraid you were getting ready to say of me when I was like 28 with a wig on or something. I'm just kidding.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, did we ever decide who most evidently dislikes and distrusts Grim?
Well, why don't we just keep it with mine because I already had it on there. For Crimson.
Okay.
So what is HX?
History. It's how well you know other people.
Okay. Do I get any HX, or is it just...
No, all those things that you assigned, those are for you. How well you know the other people. So so you would be listing them like for Crimson, who was kind and unafraid of you. You would be listing the HX for you listed on the sheet.
+2. Yeah, you just make a note of it. And if you roll it, you just add that modifier if we ever roll history.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Cool.
You want to go over with the audience the 5 like main stats we roll?
Okay. Yeah, we can kind of go over that. So the main stats are cool, hard, hot, sharp, and weird. Cool is being cool under fire, cool under pressure, resisting pressure, that sort of thing. Hard is all things violence. When you're going to attack someone, when you're going to threaten someone, it's going to be a hard roll. Hot is kind of charisma. It's the ability to manipulate people, to smooth talk your way through things. Sharp is a measure of intelligence and also how perceptive you are. Being able to read people or situations, to know what's going on. And weird is, well, weird. It's
Very.
kind of certain classes use it, and the anyone can at any point decide to open their brain to the psychic maelstrom of the world, but that doesn't always pan out real well.
No.
Because while you can learn things from the psychic maelstrom in the world, it can learn things from you too.
In very invasive ways.
Yeah, it can be uncomfortable.
All right, and when we roll, folks, it's 2d6s we're rolling, right? Plus whatever our
whatever the stat is. Mm-hmm. And so, for an idea for the folks watching, any skill check that is 6 or less total is a failure. Anything from 7 to 9 is kind of like a partial success, and 10 and above is the best success you can get.
Mm-hmm.
And all abilities have different maneuvers, different things, and have different varying degrees.
He's getting all his good rolls out of the way.
Yeah. Oops.
In the live chat, Chris Hadley says, "Cool, hard, hot, sharp, and weird." AK the air conditioning controls in Blaze's car.
Yeah.
Click the AC to weird.
Yeah. Hop in my car, baby. It's gonna get weird in here.
Suddenly it goes ice cold and bubbles start shooting out of
Oh
the.
yeah.
All right.
Scoot over, AE. After Egg McMuffin.
So, by the way, from that time we played off stream, my notes say the town's name is Hope. We've got the Dead Dog Saloon, and the bartender's name is Squeaky.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And Marlin is the Tin Star, who is like the sheriff. The Tin Star is what they call the sheriff of this of Hope.
All right.
Oh, and so for Nate and my characters, they gave us 2 months of food and lodging for us taking care of that cult of the Red Star.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Sounds good.
Okay. So.
Oh, before I forget, what was it? When you hit history on someone, is it 5 is when you get the new experience, or 4?
4.
4, okay.
4 is when it changes back to a 1 and then starts over.
That makes sense, because, yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, and aren't we supposed to like
highlight stats?
Yeah,
that's one last item that we do need to do. So, you start with the person who knows you best. So, we'll go ahead and select the character, and then we'll kind of go and see who knows who best, and go from there. So I'm going to click Blaze.
If you're watching, folks, this is just these highlighted stats are just helps us gain experience when we roll them.
Right. So, as the driver here, who knows you best?
Who's the highest HX?
Yeah, AE. AE does, because I picked up that faceless monster a couple days ago, hitchhiking out in the middle of the desert. But he doesn't say much, but he's really good at killing stuff. And I'd want him on my side.
Oh, wait, I thought it was whoever has the highest history in regards to that person. And then if someone's tied, what was it? How do you
it's the person who knows them, or basically according to the person's stats, the person that we're looking at, they know AE the best, and so AE is going to be the one who picks
that makes sense.
What their highlighted stat is. So a highlighted stat, what it does is every time you roll using that highlighted stat, that person gets an XP. So you choose a stat, and every time Blaze rolls it, he gets XP.
Oh, every time Blaze
rolls the highlighted stat that you choose, he gets XP.
Yeah, the GM chooses one, and then whoever knows them the best chooses one.
So pick one of those 5 stats for him that you ideally think might be useful to him.
Or if you're feeling spiteful, choose the worst.
Yeah, you can fuck him over too if you want.
Right. I mean, I would say from our time together, you know that I'm really good at reading situations, avoiding big storms, avoiding trouble, getting us out of tight situations.
Hitting out underage girls.
Yeah, I'm really good at spotting like the underage to like correct age gals.
That's sharp,
like,
right?
Jailbait, not jailbait. Yeah, that's sharp.
Sure, let's do sharp.
All right.
Okay.
My character is partial to the word sharp.
There you go.
I am going to use cool.
Nice.
All right. So, AE, who knows you best? It looks like that would be Grim.
Ah.
Yep, that's right.
You know, I noticed that AE fella really likes to go in hard.
Whoa.
Too much information.
You have just been studying AE too closely.
Back the fuck up.
Ugh.
All right, so hard is the highlighted stat?
Yes.
Okay.
For you, Marks.
Cool.
And Grim's like,
No,
I'm
not
jealous.
cool, hard.
Hard.
I'm just kidding.
Grim can never go hard.
All
Grim just goes in weird.
All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and select cool for AE.
Nice.
All right, cool and hard.
Okay. So then let's go to Grim.
Ah.
Grim, who hates you the most? I mean, knows you the best.
Everybody hates him.
Exactly. Well, as it currently stands, that would be Blaze.
This guy's fucking weird. You're so fucking weird.
Strange
Well,
choice
okay.
of words. I like it.
I mean, I want to be on your good side, but you're weird, man.
I guess I'll go ahead and select, partially because this would just amuse me anyway. I'm going to put sharp.
That works.
Because I totally want Grim reading the situations.
Uh-huh.
What could possibly go wrong with that?
Right. Obviously, he's a robot.
All right.
Oh, you're the robot. Yo!
Alrighty, so going over here, we are going to Crimson. And it looks like out of yours, AE knows you the best.
Oh.
Ooh.
It's not right.
So hey, Marks, if you want to choose, you could maybe do that one Katy Perry song, one either or.
You were fired.
Hot or cold.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
Let's do. None of us are really hot, so let's do hot. Is that cool with you?
All right. Oh, yeah, it's cool to pick hot.
All right.
She's a battle babe for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh well, I guess we'll let the cool reign on this one too. All right.
All right, cool. Yeah.
You're hot and cool.
Okay.
Because she's
So-
hot and cold. Go ahead.
We pick up at the Dead Dog Saloon. Squeaky is serving drinks as usual, and it's been actually kind of quiet the past few days. There haven't been any more sightings of the cult of the Red Star. So it may be that you actually got rid of them all, or the others may have wandered off into the desert sniffing more gas fumes.
Good. All right, sorry, real quick. Somnus, do you know somebody named the Pancake King in the chat? Anyway, the Pancake King says, Somnus, what race are you? Well, he's not any race because he's the game master.
He's God. That's the race he is.
But hey, Pancake King, I think you've been in the chat before. It sounds familiar because that name is awesome. I would actually like some pancakes right now. I wish I had some to eat.
Me too.
As the old button I once saw said, GMs are not gods, they just tell them what to do.
Ah.
Can we convince IHOP to sponsor us and give us pancakes?
Oh.
Oh, I love IHOP. Oh, I think I wish we could. Yeah, every day that we have to eat
all
them every
shall
week.
crave pancakes.
I think the Pancake King could arrange that, right? Pancake King?
Yes. Do you,
Yeah, for
Never-ending
everyone.
stacks
do you
of-
work at IHOP or Denny's?
Bring
No,
your
Waffle House.
buttermilk goodness.
I remember as a kid desperately wanting that chocolate chip pancake.
Oh my God, yeah.
Why, and your parents wouldn't let you? Have it?
Yes, you are exactly right.
Man,
Womp, womp.
I had two best friends. They were twins. I'd go over to their place. Their dad would make us chocolate chip pancakes with chocolate chip ice cream on top with chocolate syrup. It was ridiculous.
And their mom was out of town.
Right. Right. Yeah.
All right, kids, remember, I'm the best parent.
He would end every breakfast with, "I'm the coolest dad ever," right? I'm just kidding. He wouldn't say that. That'd be pretty awesome.
Hang on. The Pancake King in the chat says, it's IHOP. That's how I got the name. I was the bus boy.
Nice.
Well, all right.
Was he a one-legged waiter?
What?
A one-legged waiter?
What does that have to do with it?
IHOP?
Did that... Oh,
I missed the punchline. What was it?
IHOP, a one-legged waiter.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Why are you channeling Trip?
Wow, seriously.
Marks, now I miss your puns.
Well, even if he was, he could just, like tie a short or long stack, whatever's needed to make up the difference. Never mind. Really bad.
All right.
Anyway, yes.
I hope we change the topic. Not.
Well, Hope's the name of the town, so that's appropriate.
Oh,
Wow.
There you go.
Yep.
All right.
That works on two fronts.
Yes. All right. All right. After Eggo Waffles. Yes. So anyway, sounds good. So Old Glory is parked out front of this place. I always keep an eye on Glory too.
All right, so Grim and Crimson are in the Dead Dog Saloon, and in comes Blaze and AE, who've been traveling together.
Okay, Grim, what do you think? Are we at like the bar? Are we at a table? What do you think?
I would say we're probably at the bar chatting it up with Squeaky.
And drinks?
Yeah, gin and tonics and such, maybe some whiskey.
So as those two come in, I'll nudge you and say like, "Uh-oh, looks like two new robots just came in town."
He squints at them vigorously and attempts to gauge whether or not they could be exposing some circuits or wires.
Okay. Oh, partially succeeded.
Partially succeeds. So,
sweet.
Let's see here. All right.
Oh, in the chat, Lister's Mate says, "I know the Sausage King. His father started Valley Dale Sausages." Wow. Like Pancake King, Sausage King, Bacon King, maybe will be next.
All we need is
now.
The
Can we get all three together?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
All right.
The Breakfast Kingdom.
So on a 7 to 9, and followed by the Duke of Syrup. So on a 7 to 9, you can ask one of the questions for reading a sitch. Or actually, you were reading a person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
right. So you can ask the person the question.
Yes.
Okay.
If you so desire.
Let's see. Might as well start with the obvious. Are they autonomous beings created to upheave mankind's reigns?
Well, you would actually ask their characters this in character.
Yes.
Well, yeah. And so, this is more reading the person. So the questions you can ask: is your character telling the truth? What is your character really feeling? What does your character intend to do? What does your character wish I'd do? How could I get your character to do blank?
Okay. Let's stick with intend to do.
And which one are you asking?
Oh, well, you know what? Because the one that looks most like a robot is probably... actually, wait. Does Blaze have any augments, like, mechanical arm or something like that?
Well, right now I am wearing shades that kind of go across both eyes. to potentially look a little cyborg, but
like
does it have a red light goes side to side?
no red light. It's just
okay,
shades.
not Daft Punk. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's go with that, because what kind of mask does AE wear?
Something
Little
like
cyborg mask.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So yeah, what is Blaze intending to do?
Well, can you ask him? Is that actually what you're saying to him? Exactly that, or?
Oh, he's a very upfront person, except when he's disguising himself as a cultist.
Maybe he speaks third person. What is Blaze intend to do?
I don't know. Just
Anyway, I look at this guy, and can I go ahead and do I have to respond, or can I roll sharp also to read him?
Well, you can of course read the other person, but his success roll means you need to answer this. So one way or another, you have to answer.
Yeah. So
give me.
I don't think we've been introduced, but we're both here to get a drink.
I'm gonna chime in and say you don't want to be introduced to this guy. He's fucking weird as shit.
Well, don't listen to her. She cavorts around here and obviously partakes in gathering money through scandalous means. Hi, I'm Grim, and he holds out his hand for a good old shake.
All right.
I just ask, is it the gloved hand?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yes.
All right.
Don't worry, you won't be touching his bare skin.
So I look at the hand. I want to roll to read the person, to read him. All right.
Okay. You are welcome to. Now remember that if you use a stat that is highlighted, you mark an XP box.
Right. Did it roll?
Oh,
Not
on my screen.
yet.
After you, while you're doing that, after you said that, Grim, Crimson will say,
There we go.
"Scandalous? What are you talking about? I just saved your ass from the freaking fire."
Well, the way I remember it, we kind of both interchangeably saved each other. Although it was kind of funny when you got locked in the garage.
Yeah, that was real hilarious. I don't remember you helping at all, actually.
Okay.
I remember you getting naked and it being really gross.
All right.
So that's a partial success. Does
partial
that mean,
success, you get the one question.
Okay. Does that count as experience?
If it was rolling sharp, and if sharp is highlighted, then
all right. So
you check mark an XP box.
So you just want to shake my hand to be friends, or are you shaking me to fuck me sideways?
So so here's the questions. Is the character telling the truth? What is your character really feeling? What does the character intend to do?
What do you intend to do? Shake my hand or fuck me sideways?
Well, he intends to get to know you better.
Fair enough. I shake your hand.
Well, now,
is that okay or not really?
Nate, you do have to answer in full.
In full?
And this is not actual questions that are being asked in character. These are you reading the other person and getting the gist of what they intend.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's not actual questions. It's like insight in D&D.
Okay.
Are they bullshitting or not? This is you're taking the overall situation into account and kind of reading the person.
Even like out of character response.
So
That's
basically, Grim appears genuine in the fact that he wants to shake your hand, although he's a little overeager to do so.
All right. Okay. I shake your hand.
Excellent. That's exactly what happens.
Okay.
In the chat, by the way, Chris Halley says we have senior citizens discounts, Grim, and Lister's mate says, "Why does Grim sound like a Disney character?"
Trust me, there's nothing Disney-esque.
Yeah, I
in this
really
character.
fucked up Disney character.
Maybe more Buena Vista or
Although I really do want you now, as you're melting people's brains, to be singing "Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho." It's just those brains. All
All right,
right.
so you guys shake hands. I'm gonna do like a little tip of my hat and say, I'm Crimson.
All right. So I see. Nice to meet you, Crimson.
Sorry, did you already introduce yourself out of character? I forget. Did you say your name was Blaze? Yeah, I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I've already said to Grim that I'm Blaze.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. All right. So nice to meet you, Crimson. All right, bartender. What's the bartender? Bartender, what's your name?
They call me Squeaky.
Ah, Squeaky. 3 drinks. 4 drinks. Sorry, I can't count. They don't know.
My character's
Maybe you've already been drinking.
5 drinks.
Pours the round of drinks.
All right.
Also, at this moment, Grim suddenly dawns with the realization that he's actually met AE before, and they kind of helped each other try to find robots, at least in his mind. This was a while back.
Does that help me do terrible things? That was
Yes.
Yes.
Madrak just joined us in the chat. What's up, Madrak? We're playing Apocalypse World. We're in like a Western setting with robots.
Hey, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, as you're all at the bar, there's a distinctive sound as a shotgun is racked.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Inside or outside?
Coming through the door.
Whoops.
All right.
So like somebody's coming through the door?
Yep.
Okay, who is it?
You look over and see a dirty, grimy, ugly thug of a man coming through with like 4 or 5 more guys, all with guns.
Ooh.
And
Hey, Grim, it's your cousins.
and the lead guy in the front is like, stuck up bitch and a crazy old man, and starts to pull the gun up. You recognize him. You remember him.
Uh-huh.
Augur. You guys slapped him down when you first came in.
Well, if I remember correctly, Grim actually offered him drinks.
You did, but he was kind of pissed because the rest of the group got in his way.
Wait, is this the guy at the poker table who had got all
Yes.
pissed off?
Yes.
Oh, I just threatened to break some stuff. I didn't actually do it, man. What a crybaby.
It's okay, because he raises his gin and tonic and says, "Oh, you're back! Finally up for that drink."
So I'd like to try to read this charged situation.
Okay.
and I wanna go aggro.
Okay.
So what's
Oh,
going on,
God.
bro? Is that just fighting, or how's that work?
Oh shit!
No, it's actually different. You wanna
I don't
go
read
aggro?
jack shit.
You're
under my
pretty
breath.
sure that this guy has nothing
Oh,
against you, but beyond that, it's iffy.
All right.
So
I slightly
I rolled-
start sidestepping away from these 2 that I just met.
So I rolled awesome. I have an ice cold ability lets me roll cool for aggro instead of hard.
Gotcha.
So I rolled awesome. And Marks Marks wanted to know what aggro is. You want to explain that, Somnus?
Going aggro on somebody is basically threatening them. You make it clear basically what you want them to do and what you're going to do to them if they don't do it. Now, in this case, basically, it's restricting the choices. The higher the roll, the more restrictive the choices. And so, with a 10 or above, the only choices that this guy has is to either cave and do what Crimson wants, or force her hand and suck it up. Which is, and so say, what is Crimson saying?
All right, what's him and what 4 other dudes?
Yeah.
All right. Wait, what's his name again?
Augur.
Augur. All right. I'll say. Obviously you've come here to buy us all a round of drinks. So why don't you put that shotgun down before I shove it right up your ass?
Okay.
So either he backs down or forces your hand and sucks it up.
And he's pissed enough to force your hand and suck it up.
Uh-oh. Wait, does that mean I get to attack him or something?
Yeah, I mean, generally it would be when you do something like this, it's generally an immediate threat of what you're going to do if they don't cave and do what you want. So it basically, in this case, you would get a free shot at him.
Okay.
Oh.
It's cool.
Okay, so you definitely want to, right?
Yes. Okay. Well, I want to do this. Besides my pistol, I also have a katana. Can I try to like slice through his shotgun barrel and like slice it off?
Turn it into a sawed off.
I don't know that would be helpful.
Oh wait, well, does it still work? Does a shotgun?
Actually, that's what people do. They saw off the barrel of a shotgun to turn it into a more lethal close range weapon.
I don't want to do that then. Jeez.
Yeah, that isn't necessarily helpful.
That's not helpful at all.
Here's an upgrade.
Let's rumble.
All right. How about this? I wanna slice through his belt to make his pants fall down.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, all right then. Okay, so you chop through his pants, the belt, and his pants drop to the ground. And so then it's gonna get into the violence.
An old
So,
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if I have a reaction here, but I'd love to jump over on the other side of the bar for cover, looking for an escape.
Okay, yeah, you can absolutely do that. I mean,
All right.
basically, these guys came in. There's time to react here.
Yeah. Wanting not to be filled with daylight, Grim will attempt to duck behind the bar.
Okay. Alrighty.
I'm just gonna whip out a shotgun.
By the way, in the Pancake King in the chat said, no, just buy the drinks. Yeah, I know he should have done it, but he didn't.
Well, can I do aggro, or is it too late now?
It's too late.
Okay.
Once the fighting starts, then it goes into things like seize by force. If you want to, take a position or gain possession of something during the fight, or it's single combat kind of comes into it.
Is Augur wearing underwear with hearts on them?
Actually, he's not wearing underwear.
Well.
Is it cold outside?
No.
I look
bathing
up at,
has not been regular.
Time to slice the barrel.
I look up at Squeaky and say, well, that's one way for her to size up her enemies.
And I say to Grim, and I thought seeing you naked was bad.
Oh boy, a compliment.
All right. So at this point, we will go ahead and kind of go in character order on what we want to do. So, Blaze, you're behind the bar.
Yes. So what I do is I toss Squeaky some extra money, and I say, I want that one on the top shelf, and I pull out my gun, and I just wait to see what's happening as I take a swig of drink. And I'm also looking, I ask him, is there a back way out of this place?
Okay.
Giving him some extra money.
Well, I mean, you could choose to seize by force and basically fight your way free, if you'd like.
Right. You mean out of this entire situation?
Yeah, fight your way out of the bar.
Right. Okay, sure. I'll go ahead and do that. What would I need to roll for that?
So you would roll a hard check.
I don't know if I want to do that. I've got a -1 on hard. That's what I was thinking about, escaping through the back.
Well, hey, you know, they don't always work out. Give it a shot.
Well, okay, so I'll do fighting my way out of here, but I'm trying to go through the back, all right? Not through full force, through everybody.
Oh, just missed.
I assume they're gunshots over my head.
Okay, so on a miss, choose one. You inflict terrible harm. You basically add +1 to your damage. You suffer little harm, -1 to the damage coming into you. Or you take undeniable control of the item, which would be breaking, in this case, fighting your way free. Or you impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy.
Huh.
Basically, you're going to take damage, they're going to take damage.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So...
Yeah, in this game, folks, like it's a little different. You always whenever there's a fight, you always exchange damage with the other party.
Right. Yeah. I was just looking for what that
the damage is a set number.
That whole thing was. I mean, I'm willing to do anything. Could you quickly read it to me again?
You can get your way free. You can fight your way free if you want. That was one of them. If that was your goal.
Something else that you can do for everybody. If you open up the Apocalypse World, the main character archetype book.
Yeah.
If you scroll down to page 27, it has all the moves.
Okay. And is that under Go Aggro?
No, it's on it's under Seize by Force.
It's the next page after that.
Which is page 29.
Okay. I printed this stuff off, but I'm wondering if I accidentally forgot that one. All right, cool. You know what? Does something go along with that? Like if I dive through the window?
Description of how you get out is entirely up to you.
Yeah.
If you select the fight your way free as your one choice for this.
So let's say I do that. Fight my way free by diving through the window. So I take a little damage then, I guess, right?
Well, the shotgun, the one you shot fires the shotgun at you, and so you end up taking 3 incoming harm. Do you have any armor? Like personal armor?
I did not decide on that. I'm sorry.
Well, figure you have light armor.
What,
so
leather jacket? Yeah, so that's like 2, right?
Light armor would be 1.
Yeah.
So that takes 1 off the damage that comes in. So you take 2 damage.
Right. Okay, great.
From the shotgun blast, and your magnum does 3 harm.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. So as you leap through the window, you level the magnum at him. You catch some of the buckshot, but he catches a slug in the forehead and drops.
Good.
Fair enough.
All right. So you are at 9 o'clock.
That's, by the way, they do he's not telling you the time, folks. The harm is done in a doomsday clock setting.
Yep.
Just don't hit that midnight hour.
At midnight, you're dead.
Oh, wait! Every 1 harm is 1 thing on the clock, right?
Yes.
So he should be at 6 o'clock, right? Because he did 2.
No, sorry, 2. Yep. So he's at 6 o'clock. That's right, not 3.
It's high noon.
Okay. All righty. So, then we'll go ahead to AE.
I think he's going to rush in on one of them and shoot him a shotgun.
Okay.
There you go.
So just going to do single combat?
Sure. And I'm rushing in to hopefully use my Juggernaut ability.
Well, yeah,
I
I mean, you
guess.
could just be like walking across the floor, racking the shotgun and unloading.
It would make them think twice.
It's like, cover, what's that? I don't care about that.
So what do I roll? Hard? How does this work?
Yes, it is a hard check.
Oh,
There we go, kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so single combat. On a 10 plus, you basically get both. So you inflict terrible harm, your harm increases by 1, and you suffer little harm. So -1 to the harm they inflict to you. So in this case, the shotgun goes off. It's 3 incoming harm, but you, let me see, are you...
I get with Juggernaut. I take a -2 when you suffer harm on rolls.
That doesn't. You have Rasputin. That's armor is what reduces the damage.
Okay.
That's the
And it said I could have 1 or 2 in armor that I wear. I
right.
didn't know if it mattered.
Well, yeah. I mean, it reduces the incoming damage.
Okay.
Are you heavily armored or lightly armored?
I figured heavily because how he looks.
Okay.
That's
So he basically takes a shotgun blast, and it doesn't really phase him.
Yeah. He just likes it.
Because of Rasputin, his heavy armor, and just the crazy roll on single combat.
Cool. I like it. What's my shotgun blast do to that guy? That shot.
Oh, it peppers his chest and sends him back through the door.
Okay, cool.
All right. So also, Trip,
Yeah.
roll me a 2d6 plus 2.
Maybe every time I get in a fight, I click on a cassette and it's like.
Cool. I got a 13.
In the chat, by the way, Madrick says, "This is my boomstick."
Oh, I hope they come out with another season of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
I got an amazing roll, but I don't know what it was for. I got a 13. That was 2d6 plus 2.
Okay. So you dive out the window, and when you hit the ground, you lose your grip on the pistol, and it tumbles away.
Whoops.
All right. I guess if I got a shitty roll, I would have shot myself in the chest.
Oh, man.
All right.
That's rough.
Yeah. Got it. Who's next?
Okay. So, moving on down. Grim.
Ah, yes. Quick question. With certain puppet strings, so to speak, does there need to be physical contact every time he wants to implant a command, or just the once?
Always. In order to implant it, you have to touch them with the violation glove, or have other intimate contact with them.
Yeah, at the same time you're implanting the command. That makes sense.
Yep.
They have sex with them.
That would be intimate contact.
Yeah, that's very true. You know what? Let's instead, because he never knows when he's going to die, but he wants to see within the near future if his group might be somewhat successful in this endeavor by opening his brain to gaze into the time beyond.
Okay, so you want to open your brain to the psychic maelstrom.
Yes. And it's just as dangerous as it sounds, folks.
So you're rolling weird, right?
Yeah, he's rolling weird.
9. It's not too bad.
Schwenky.
Says you get an impression.
Okay.
So what did he find out?
All right. So, what have we got for a total? We've got 9, so a partial success.
Bye, folks. Thanks very much to those of you who are watching live. Keep chatting away there. We appreciate it. If you're watching in post, thank you very much as well. Of course, we always appreciate that. You can go to supergeekedup.com for all other episodes. We've done all these other different games, Dungeons and Dragons, Lady Blackbird, all that good stuff.
And everybody, tell us what you think AE stands for. I'm curious.
Oh, yes. Good idea.
After school enrichment.
That's exactly it. All right. So what?
Okay, so you can choose one. Reach through the world's psychic maelstrom to something or someone connected to it. Isolate and protect a person or a thing from the world's psychic maelstrom. Isolate or contain a fragment of the world's psychic maelstrom itself. Insert information into the psychic maelstrom. Open a window into the world's psychic maelstrom. Let's see here.
Isn't he just opening his brain to it, like in the moves? I'm looking at a different sheet. I guess part of the sheet.
Maybe I'm looking at a different one because I was looking at the augury.
I'm just looking at the basic move stuff. It just says on a 7 to 9, the MC gives you an impression about the current situation.
Am I looking at the wrong one?
Are things looking up or are things looking down?
Things are looking down a barrel.
It says you tell you something new and interesting about the situation.
There it is. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay. Right. So you want to know an impression of this something side event to what's going on.
Yes.
You're looking at this, and you kind of get a whiff of gasoline.
Well then.
All right.
You hear from behind the bar an old man shout, "The fuel that fires our enemies is upon us!"
I'm just going to dismiss that as his normal crazy.
Right.
Crimson.
All right. By the way, in the chat, Chris Alley says A could be adult education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prepare to get educated.
All right. Well, okay. So even though we're in the middle of a battle, I can still go aggro, right?
No. Going aggro is kind of a preemptive to combat sort of thing.
Okay. So, all right. Well, I guess I'm just going to attack Augur. Is that his name?
Augur. Yep.
All right. I'm just gonna attack him with my katana.
Alrighty.
This idiot didn't get the message. He's trying to be nice. So it's hard, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
10.
Good.
So you inflict great harm and you take little harm.
All right. So my katana's base is a 3, so that means I did 4.
Okay.
Nice.
And so you're also taking 3 in return as the shotgun goes off.
All right. I have 2 armor, so I take 1.
Right, and you are also taking little harm.
Oh, I take nothing.
So
Nice.
quick as a blink, you slap the shotgun aside with the blade and proceed to remove his hands, followed by his head.
No.
That was bloody.
Regular Gensu.
All right. So
Fun.
that leaves
2 left.
2 left.
Chris Halley also says aggressive enforcer. Hey, that could fit Marks.
Yeah, there we go.
Like it.
Okay, so we will move back up to Blaze, who is now
Alright.
outside and going, ow.
Yeah, no kidding. So tell me if this is too much stuff. but I'd like to grab up my gun. I'd love to see if I could read this charge situation again, and if I read certain things, then I might see if there's a way that I can do something with my car. But basically, I want to end up in my car, though, if I'm not reading this situation. Is that too many things?
Grabbing your gun and getting in your car, that's certainly a possibility. Going beyond that, probably need to wait for the next.
I'll just do that then. I'll grab my gun, I'll jump in the car, start revving it up, and apply pressure to my wounds.
Gotcha. Alrighty, AE.
Oh, so there's 2 left, is what you said?
Yep, there's 2 left.
Not much longer.
Oh. Yep, I'm just going to start slowly going to the next one and fire off another round.
Alrighty.
I'm going to be whistling. Yeah, sure. Let's see here. Hard? Yeah. Oh, that's good there.
Okay, so you get to choose one. You can either take little harm or inflict great harm.
How hard is it to heal in this game?
Not terribly easy, no.
Oh.
And generally, you have to pay for. You have to trade barter to get healing.
So if
we don't have an angel.
So if it's little harm, my armor and stuff would take it up, would soak it up.
Well, technically, right now, just for your armor and your Rasputin, you're not going to take any damage.
If I make that choice or the other one? Or
if you basically right now, effectively because of Rasputin, your armor is 3. Okay. And the shotgun does 3 damage.
Okay. So, but
I
have to
cancel out. And if you inflict great harm, you're just doing 4 damage instead of 3 with your shotgun.
Oh, so if I could take great damage, I do 4 to him.
You can inflict great damage or lower the damage coming at you by 1. You choose one or the other.
But his is 3 coming at me?
Yes.
So it doesn't really. So
it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so I'll do great harm then.
Okay. AE being AE. The shotgun blast goes off in his gut. He kind of looks down, puts the shotgun under the guy's chin, and pulls the trigger.
Cool. I mean,
all right.
Grindhouse sort of way.
The last guy, he looks wild-eyed, and he's like, and suddenly he pulls out of his pocket a lighter, flicks it on, and lights himself on fire. He goes up quick, like shockingly quick, and starts screaming and flailing around.
By the way, I had to step away. How did these guys get covered in gas?
Maybe one of them already was.
That's the gas smell you smelled? Yeah.
Yep.
Is he trying to rush to someone, or
no? He's just flailing around, and you know, people are trying to get out of the way, and it's actually some of the boards are starting to smolder.
So he's totally completely on fire.
Yes.
Can I shoot him in the head?
Well, it's actually going to be Grimm's turn at this point.
Well,
you might want to try to Gatorade cooler that out or something, you know.
Well,
hey, Grim, why don't you try to touch him?
That's okay. He dealt with enough fire at the gas station. He will, however, search very quickly for maybe some kind of towel or maybe a blanket even behind the bar if there is such a thing.
You see Squeaky grab a bottle off the shelf.
Wow.
You know, at first he thought maybe the gasoline smell was just the drinks they were serving here, but
he actually uncorks it like he's going to try and throw it over there.
oh, okay. And let's see, am I able to tell what it is, or is it just blank?
It's alcohol. He just grabbed alcohol off the shelf.
Don't let him throw it out there.
That's gonna help.
So, you know what? Real quick, since I guess this would be doing something under fire, almost literally here soon if he succeeds. He's going to go ahead and quickly tell him, you know, in my day I've dealt with enough flames to know that is a bad idea.
He's like, really?
Most definitely.
You see, he's looking like his nerves are shot, so he sits down behind the bar and starts drinking it.
That's a much more equitable solution, good sir. In fact, I'll share some of that with you.
All right. So Grim stops a terrible escalation. All right, Crimson.
Well, all right. I asked Squeaky, do you have any water?
He's like, no.
Fine. I'm just gonna shoot the guy in the head then. Would I roll hard or something, or?
In this case, there's no even need to even roll. Yeah. It's not as though it's an actual fight. He's just flailing around, and you put him down. So now he's burning on the floor. Less flailing.
It's a controlled burn.
It's a controlled burn.
Did
some of the patrons run over and start, like throwing garments on to try and tamp out the fire.
I'm gonna go join Grim with the drinking while they do that. And I'll ask Grim, what's with all that gasoline? You think they were part of the cultists?
Well, methinks that augur fellow possibly roused him up, because I can tell they like to cause a little bit of havoc wherever they go.
Did we notice any like the Red Star type stuff on them with that cult?
No, and maybe it's you didn't see anything on them that would indicate that. Now, Grim got something from the psychic maelstrom. So the rest of you don't know about that he caught the gasoline smell before this guy went up, like a torch.
On the other dead bodies, can we smell gasoline on them or no?
No. None of them appear to be overly flammable.
So I'm revving up the engines, and you guys hear me screaming from outside, "Hey, get in the car! This is the wrong town!"
I'll yell out, the fight's over with. What the hell are you talking about? Hey,
all right.
Hey, are you running out there?
I'm revving my engines.
I think Mark's is frozen again. That's why he can't respond.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh, no, there he is. Oh, you were just pretending to be frozen. That was sneaky.
It's hard to read the expressions through the mask.
Right.
Well, he was. Blaze was calling for you to run out to the car, so we were wondering what you were doing.
Yeah, I was just yelling out from out front, "Hey, get in the car! This is the wrong town!"
I just look kind of puzzled as I'm looking at the dead bodies. I'm looking over there. I'll just look out and be like, wave him back in.
Yeah, I'll offer the drink to AE.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're gonna offer me a drink?
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah, he'll grab the drink. There's a little slide thing on his mask. He slides it over and starts pouring it down there.
So I I stop my car and walk out, and I'm holding whatever, a bloody rag to my chest, and I look at this scene, and I look at the girl and I say, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
To me? Did you say that?
Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Just seems like there could have been a better way to get out of that instead of me getting shot.
What are you talking about? I told him to buy us drinks and he refused. I only killed one of them, so did the rest of you. You killed as many as I did.
I killed just as many as you did?
You killed one of them. Right? Didn't he when he got out there or something? This out of character?
He killed one of them getting out. Yeah,
you killed one of them getting out.
Oh, really? I didn't even realize it.
He's gonna be drink.
Yeah, you killed him, man.
He goes in and goes, and he points 2 fingers whenever he's guzzling in a beer.
Yeah, we basically all took one of them out. Or, well, maybe not Grim, I guess, but...
Nope, his hands are clean in this situation.
Unlike most.
So I hold up my hand and I say, "Give me a bottle." And I pour alcohol on my wounds and wince,
All right. You get yourself a drink.
Yes.
And feel marginally better about the world.
All right.
But it doesn't really take out all of the pain.
No, definitely not. So is there a doctor in the house?
You're asking Squeaky?
Yeah. Anyone. I'm generally asking, is there a doctor in the house?
Well, we knew this girl named Doc, but she just left, and she wasn't actually a doctor.
Better at putting holes in people than patching them up.
That's not helpful.
Okay, so the Squeaky is like, you could go talk to Kala.
Where's Kala?
Oh, she's up towards the center of town. Nicer area of town. Less. He points at the corpses on the floor. Shit around.
That's good. I could use somebody that's like a little less trigger happy. It'd be great. Hey, do you want to come with me to the dock?
Yeah, he'll finish that beer and be like, and get up and start walking over towards you.
I'll say to Grim, I thought this was the nice part of town. What the hell?
Well, I mean, it's got that rustic feel,
Well, hey, let's go see the nice part of town. And we're gonna follow you. Well, I don't know what Grim is, but I'm gonna follow those two.
Yeah, he'll follow, gin and tonic in hand.
All right. So I stare at you guys and I say, "All right, listen, weirdo and hot chick, just don't bleed on the seats and please don't shoot anybody."
Darling, you're the only one bleeding right now.
All right, I'm gonna flirt with her, and I'm gonna say I'm bleeding from my heart for you, babe. So I'm gonna try seduce, manipulate. So that's all right, but I'm doing that once I've climbed into the car, so I'll get a +1 to this roll.
And this is so on this we don't do opposing rolls, right? He just does his one roll.
Right.
I got an 11.
You can choose to roll history to get in his way. You can try to roll history like that, him, and kind of shut the fuck up. I know what you're doing, kind of thing.
All right. Well, my history with him isn't too good, but I can try it. I guess that's just 2d6 and then the modifier.
Yep.
All right. So I have a -1 with him. And he rolled really good. So let's see here. 2d6 minus 1. Oh, that sucked.
Well,
All
no,
right.
that's a fail.
So, as she hops in, I like.
Whoa, wait, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, what you're gonna say?
I intentionally get my face close to your face, and I point to my lips and I say, "Kiss right here would make it better."
All right. So at this point, with the on a 10 plus for
Don't feel bad.
PCs,
He does this to me all the time in the car.
Shut up, AE. Yeah, but you don't take the mask off.
Okay, so on a 10 plus, both. So he's basically to go along with it. You have both the carrot and the stick.
Yeah.
So basically, if you go along with it, you get an XP. If you refuse to go along with it, you erase one. He picks one stat to erase the highlight for the rest of the session.
Of hers?
Yes.
No, yeah.
You
One of my highlights.
Experience kissing me, right?
And
I gained
I'll get
experience too because I.
Oh, can you roll?
No, I don't
No,
because that's not highlighted. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So I can choose what to do now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So all right. So you pointed to your lips, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna grab you and pull you into like one of the deepest kisses you've ever had, probably.
All right. Nice.
Most excellent.
So you get the XP point. So go ahead and mark that off on your sheet.
And I say, "Hello, nurse."
And I'll say
And
like,
I
yeah, now
rev up the engines.
this town isn't looking so bad, right?
That's right, baby. I rev up the engines and I say, "Now I gotta get to the doctor fast. I'm about to have a heart attack. My heart's gonna explode."
All righty. So you tear through the streets heading down, and it doesn't take long until you see a tattered sign that's rusted, but you can see it says medical, and it mostly says medical. Some of the M is missing.
All right.
But it has a red cross on it.
Cool. All right. So I grab something. I'm just gonna say I grab a sack out of the trunk of the car, and inside it's got like bartering rations. So I'm gonna say like some really good beef jerky, some like old military rations, some water, that sort of thing. And I knock real hard. I say, "Doc, I need some medical attention, and I've got some stuff to trade."
And at that very moment, you hear a very long scream from inside.
Excellent.
Fuck.
Like man scream, woman scream. We can't.
Man's scream.
You have to wait in line.
Yeah. So, can I try reading this? I assume this is a charged situation.
No, I mean at the moment
really.
it's just kind of a situation.
Can I just walk over there and kick the door in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm wondering if it's an operation, and it could either be somebody getting attacked or an operation. All right.
Either way, I'm just gonna kick the door in.
Okay, you kick the door in. There's a waiting room, or sort of a waiting room. There's well worn and some slightly falling apart chairs and couches. It looks like there's a stack of books, magazines. Hard to tell. It's kind of, the covers don't quite really show much. They might have been there a long time.
All right.
And there's kind of a curtain drawn off over a section further back, and you can see some kind of flickering light back there.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to march back there.
Well, as you're starting to go there, the curtain is pulled aside briefly as a small woman with like Coke bottle thick glasses and blood spattered leather apron comes through the door. She has kind of it was probably a white lab coat at one point, but that's long since passed. She looks up. She looks at you. She's like, "What do you want?"
Me? Who's she looking at, me or Blaze?
She's kind of looking around at all of you.
Oh. This little crybaby needs to be patched up. Pointing at Blaze.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. There was a hunting accident, and I need to get some shot dug out and patched up.
It's like, a hunting accident? What were you hunting? And she like goes over and kind of adjusts her glasses as she looks at the holes. Like, that's pretty close.
Yeah, apparently I was in season, and I tossed down a sack of bartering stuff, and I said, "Hey, how about I give you this? You patch me up, and we're all good, right, Doc?"
She's like, whatever. Just give me a moment. And she goes back behind the curtain. A few moments later, a guy comes out from, behind the curtain. It's looking like he's missing the back of his pants, and it's been very thoroughly bandaged.
God, his ass has?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So I look over at AE and I say, "Remind me to take my pants off before she starts digging in."
She comes back behind the thing and she says, "That'll teach you to be drinking around the campfire."
Ooh. Ouch. S'mores? All right,
like,
so...
All right, your turn.
All right, so I brazenly take off my pants, and I'm a handsome man. And anyway, I say, "Doc, please soak whatever instruments you're going to dig into me with this alcohol."
Hang on a second. Where did you get shot?
The gun.
Why are you taking your pants off?
Oh, okay. That's fine.
It's a driver thing. I don't know.
It's a driver thing. And I just kind of fan my nether regions, and I just say, I just needed to breathe.
All right, no, you said you were a pretty good-looking guy?
Oh, yeah, and I go and take my shirt off and my coat,
well, then
I say...
Crimson's gonna slap you in the ass, then.
Well, aren't you the feisty one?
The doc gives an appreciative look and leads you back into the operating theater.
All right, so I give a good glance to Doc, and I look over my shoulder back at Red, and can I do another flirt?
With whom? With Kala, the doctor, or with
the
Crimson?
girl with Red?
With Crimson.
I'm calling you
Crimson.
Red.
That's fine.
Crimson. How'd it go? Oh shit!
Wow.
So anyway, it's fine. So anyway, in my flirting though, I say, "Hey, I'm above average." I miss so. I assume
I'll respond. Obviously not in the bedroom.
Oh. Alrighty.
All right.
It's uncomfortable, and you probably could have used more liquor, but she gets the buckshot out, and She says, you're going to have to take it easy for a little bit to let that heal up.
Yeah, I plan on taking it real easy, Doc. Thank you so much. So I don't know how healing works. Can I go up one and then another one?
You can go ahead and go up to free and clear. But you got to give it a couple days to heal up.
Fair enough. All right.
But it's not like you have anything pressing at the moment to take care of. So you've got the time to kind of lay low and heal up.
All right. Sounds good.
And then we're attacked.
So anyway, as I'm getting out of the operating room, I look over at Crimson. I say, "Who said anything about it being in the bedroom?"
Oh well, where do you usually like to do it?
In my car. Where else?
Ah, so that's why you have AE with you in the car all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really good with the stick shift, right, AE? Yeah, that's right.
He'll pull out a shotgun. And
yeah. Give AE a high five. I'd be like, that's right, you're my greaser. Oh yeah. Just totally in a joking way.
I was just thinking of Mallrats. What, like the back of a Volkswagen?
Right. All right, sounds good.
So, a couple days pass, and I imagine sooner or later you end up back at the Dead Dog Saloon.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, a few things to do in this town.
Without much else going on, it's kind of the place to be. At least the cheaper places to be.
Right.
When, as it turns out, Marlon comes in.
He was he the sheriff?
The Tin Star.
Yes.
Basically the sheriff, if you will, of Hope. And he points at all of you and he says, "Come with me."
Oh.
Sure thing.
I would like to try to get a read on him as a person.
Okay.
My roles have been going so spectacular.
Right.
All right.
Let me continue.
Can I try too? I won't be able to do it, but something to try out. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it sharp? Sharp?
Yep. Sharp. Partially succeeds.
Ooh.
So with the situation, you are going to get to ask one: where is my best escape route? Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Or you're reading a person, so
Yeah.
You could ask, what is the character really feeling? What does the character intend to do? What does the character wish you'd do? Or how can I get this character to do whatever specific thing?
What do I think this character tends to do? Like, is this a threat or?
He doesn't appear to be threatening. He's. It seems like he has something in mind for you, but not like a immediate violence kind of thing.
Okay.
And I'll Crimson will
I
tell
won't
him.
shoot him.
Don't worry, we've worked with Marlon before. He's fine.
Alrighty.
He leads you down the main street, right up to the doors of the biggest house in the middle of town. This house is somewhat...
I do drive my car there just to make sure,
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
I thought you were going to say I dropped my pants.
I drop my pants and I'm like, hello, new house.
Put those back on. Okay. it's, I mean, this is by far the nicest home that you have seen in this town. I mean, the windows are all intact. You know, it's actually looks cared for. The wood is maintained. It's not shabby like most of the buildings that you've seen in town. And he walks up the steps. There's actually several men on guard with guns out front. And substantial guns.
I see.
Right. And just as an aside, Somnus, I just want to make sure I'm not noticing anything dealing with the warlord that I'm trying to run from. I mean, I'm not saying anything about this with the other guys here, but I just want to make sure I'm not noticing any colors or badges or symbols or anything associated with the guys that are after me.
No.
All right.
And normally their symbols would be prominent. I mean, they put them on everything.
Yeah.
This, not like that.
All right.
But you can bet, just from your experience, this is the power in hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would Grim and I, since we've been here a little bit, do we know this is like the mayor's type house or something, or?
You hear rumors here and there about the Baroness. She is
Cobra.
She is the ruler of this town, not so much an elected official as benevolent dictator, if the tales are to be believed. And of course, Marlon would be one of her enforcers. I mean, yeah, he's a 10-star. He's called the 10-star, and there are other 10 stars as well in town that are keep the peace and such. But you know, every now and then you hear a story about them taking somebody out who got on the wrong side of the Baroness.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Interesting. So yeah, I just say, hey, nice house. Who lives there?
And Marlon says, the Baroness.
Baroness. I assume she wants us for something.
He nods and leads the way in.
All right. I'll follow. Just making sure my gun is handy, but not exposed.
Okay.
You exposed yourself enough today, right?
That was 2 days ago.
All right.
You just wait.
Okay, so he leads you into. I mean, and you come inside. There's actually like a nice rug on the entry hall. The wood is polished in here. You know, things are. It smells faintly of perfume in here. And he leads you into a parlor that has several decanters of liquor. And a very regal-looking woman, dressed very finely, with pale skin and raven locks. She says, "Please sit down."
What's her age approximately?
Hard to tell. She's probably late 20s into 30s, but can't really tell any more than that.
All right. So I would like to try to read her as a person, and I'm making just some very casual chit-chat saying, Baroness, it's great to meet you. I would have bathed if I knew I was coming to this grand place of yours today. And just want to do like a sharp of reading the situation to maybe see if I can get some of her intentions. Okay, cool.
Okay. So, all right.
Yeah.
So you basically have a hold 3 right now. So what it is that you have 3 points.
Yep.
At any point during the conversation, you can choose to ask one of the questions.
Okay, great.
So basically, it's again reading the situation as we go along.
Right. Okay. And I
You're
can just
reading
ask
her-
1 or 3 questions.
3.
Perfect.
So
All right.
basically, when you have something there's different ways that you can get holds,
Yeah.
and holds are just a series of points that can be spent for certain things.
Sure.
So with having 3 holds over the course of the thing, you can ask 3 questions. It
Great.
could be the same question 3 times at different points.
Sure.
But basically, in order to ask one of those questions and get a straight answer,
Yeah.
you have to spend one of the holds.
Okay, that's perfect. Sounds good. And I rolled, I got really lucky with the roll, but I feel like this might make sense since I've dealt with the warlord before and was his driver. And so I have been around fancy people before, but I'm just trying to be as charming as possible, casual, but not insulting and still respectful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, she says to you all, so, you did a good thing taking out the cult of the Red Star, but it seems that maybe you missed a few.
Well, that explains earlier.
Well, I just kind of stepped into the place and everything started shooting up. So I was happy to help out, but I took one down and got some wounds myself.
She nods. So I've heard. As Crimson and Grim will tell you, I am not a ungrateful woman when it comes to someone who offers aid. But this continuation of hostilities cannot be allowed to continue. They need to be exterminated.
Well, we'll gladly take out the rest of them. Do you know where they are?
Their prior location seems to be abandoned, but they must have another somewhere relatively nearby where they continue to operate from. Further, there is some rumors that some outlying mining camps have been decimated.
So
these cultists are attacking the mining camps?
Indeed. At least that's the appearance. This is something I would have you look into further. The mines are important to us. The supplies of metals and things brought up from the earth continue to help us in our efforts at manufacture and trade. We need the supplies, and this is hurting us. Not a great deal yet, but if the mining population begins to fear to leave the town proper, it will cause great havoc in the city.
So I'm going to use one of my holds. I want to get a sense of, I generally know what she wants us to do, but I really want to get to the crux of exactly what her character wishes that we would do. It's like, does she just want us to take them out? Or is there a specific thing? Or does she have an ulterior motive? Whatever she really wishes that we would do.
It seems that she wants this resolved quickly. Like there's some sort of time-sensitive thing here.
Okay. So I'm getting the sense that that you want us to get at this right away. Is there a particular reason that you need us to take care of this immediately?
Remind me again, Trip. What's the name of the warlord that you crossed?
It's Warlord General. There will be blood blades.
That's quite a name.
Yeah. Oops, did we lose you, Somnus? I hope not.
No.
Okay, good.
I'm noting here.
Yes, so it's
It takes a while to
Warlord
write down.
General.
Yeah, I
There
mean,
will
you got a
be
title that
blood
long, it takes time.
Blades. I know. But most people call him Warlord Blades.
Oh, Blades, like
Yes.
blades.
Blades.
Okay, different than your name.
Yeah. My name's different.
I thought the same thing.
I'm
I thought
Blaze.
it was-
In Blaze of Glory, but yeah, there will be blood blades.
yeah, like
I
blades of a sword.
have brokered a deal with Warlord Blades. There is a shipment of iron to be traded to the Warlord. Right now, we're short of that agreed upon amount. She looks at Blaze and she says, I think you know something of the man's temperament.
So I'm asking this in the conversation just while I'm saying, yes, I do know a little something about him. And my second question is, how could I get your character to get Blades to stop coming after me?
Oh, you're asking how you could get
Yeah, this is
the Baroness to intervene on your behalf?
Yes, to get Blades to forget about me. Or if this deal that's going down, if there's a way to parlay that into
solving her current problem would put her well disposed towards you. Now, it might not be enough to get her to like try to shield you from Blades,
Yeah.
but it's a step in the right direction. She clearly has power here.
Right.
But obviously she's not looking for a fight with Blades right now.
Right.
That might change in time. But
yeah. So I just outright say, Baroness, if I stick around to help you instead of running the way that I should be doing right now, I need to make sure that you never let it get back to Warlord Blades that I have anything to do with this. And as far as you know, you have never seen me and I have never stepped foot into this town. Could that be an agreement that we could come to?
She says, he would never hear it from me. I cannot say for the population. I can't vouch for every person in the town.
Mm-hmm.
That sharp roll I did, I wanted to kind of read Trip's character.
Okay. So 10 plus, that's definitely 3 holds. So you have a chance to ask him 3 questions, over the course of things.
I think I already know, but Trip, so I want to know, like, what is, when they brought up the Warlord, what is your character really feeling?
Dread, and that I could be in big trouble here and that my life is in danger. And there could even be more danger than just my life in danger.
Okay.
Answer to the second question is yes, I am above average. Just kidding. All right. So anyway, continuing this conversation with the Baroness, if there is any more.
She says, this This problem needs to be solved quickly. If we cannot eliminate the cult of the Red Star, we at least need to make sure that the mining operations resume.
Is there a specific mining spot where you think we should check out first?
Black Scar Mine.
Black Scar Mine. So my last question for her is, how can I get the Baroness to give me 2 more cars out of whatever collection she has?
Well, that's going to take some work.
Okay.
But all things are possible. I mean, she is clearly willing to bargain.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I put that on the bargaining table that I am certainly willing to help out if she keeps my identity secret, if she might be willing to shield me in any way, if at all possible, and a couple new vehicles would be very nice.
And she says, prove to me that you're valuable, and we'll see what we can do.
I stand up and drop my pants. I'm just kidding, I don't.
Worth every inch.
I am a very valuable breeder, my lady.
I think you've overestimated yourself.
Why, did she stand up and whip out one bigger?
Yes.
Oh, Baroness, my God.
All right. So
All right, so we're gonna leave, I guess, the Baroness's house.
yes, she says, do you have any other questions for me?
Not really. We know from the past that you will certainly provide us with an ample reward.
Okay. Marlon will give you the instructions on how to find the Black Scar mine. He can also provide information on additional mines and other things that have apparently been struck in retribution for the events that transpired with the Red Star.
Sounds good. Oh, Baroness, I could use a couple extra first aid kits since these jokers seem to get me shot.
She says, you'll have to survive.
All right.
Yeah, suck it up, pretty boy.
And as we're walking out, I lean over to Crimson and I say, pretty boy, nice.
It wasn't really a compliment.
Don't worry, it was taken as one.
All right, so
okay.
you guys are heading out?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Outside, Marlon pulls out a rough sketch of the area, and we'll go ahead and go over here, and we'll just...
Lister's mate in the chat says, I know a guy named Marlon. He's a prodigy on the fiddle. All right. Well, maybe this Marlon is too a great fiddle player.
Maybe so. That'd be awesome.
Lister's mate also thinks the Baroness and the widow from our D&D game are the same person.
Right.
She's just hopping worlds.
Right.
Yeah. So I ask Marlon, I say, you don't happen to be really good with a fiddle, do you?
Starts playing The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Damn! Right.
Hopefully, it wasn't looking for a soul to steal.
All right. So,
All right.
And I look at this map and I say, Marlon, this map looks sketchy to me.
All righty. So let's see here.
So while you're drawing that, I want to do a hot roll to try to convince Blaze to let me drive his car. Oh yeah.
I think you're going to have some sex with me.
So I'm going to say, hey man, you've been doing all those roles, so now I get to do one.
No, that's fine, but
doesn't manipulate. So
go just one way.
10 plus, which means you go along with it, you get an XP point, and if you don't, you're going to get the stick and lose one of your highlighted stats.
Right. But what I'm going to say to you, what Crimson will say to you is like, hey, I think that kiss earlier was worth letting me behind the wheel of your car.
You know what, little lady? You are welcome to, but you're going to be doing it in my lap with some one-on-one instruction.
Nope, sorry, that's not the way you get to work it.
Oh, no, that's the way I'm working it.
No, you don't. That's Sam, as you tell me. Like, I didn't get to choose when you did your roles. No. I didn't get to choose that stuff. That's the way it doesn't work.
She sets the terms.
She sets the terms on driving.
Remember, you get to set the terms. This is the way the game works. When you get to set the terms when you do it, and I get to set it when I do it.
Ooh.
All right, so I agree.
Now to be fair, she didn't say you couldn't be in the car or anything like that. So you can be in the car, just not, in the driver's seat with her.
So. All right. So, listen, I never let anybody drive my car, but you certainly caught my eye. And as long as you're willing to take some instruction, so I can help you know how to make her purr, you got it, baby.
All right.
Yes, everybody can vomit in a bag right now. We're all uncomfortable.
Please, you might grow up to be just as smooth as me one day.
He's really lucky.
He means bald.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sensitive about that.
All
right. So I'm just kind of throwing some things out here.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm taking Crimson around on a little joyride through the streets. Or she's taking me for a joyride.
Yeah, I'm assuming everybody's in the car. I'm assuming, but unless you guys are you guys in the car too?
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you sure you want to be?
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm pushing the car. Like I'm like, I don't know, doing all these like 180 type spin outs and stuff. I'm assuming this car is very, it can really. It's
very fast, incredibly
muscle car, right?
Hey,
like a muscle car. Yeah,
he's enjoying it.
How exactly what it can do.
All right.
I'll be like, wow, this car is quite impressive.
It is impressive.
Check that out.
Can you guys share a picture of the car?
Oh, yes, actually, let me grab that.
Yeah, do you have that still in?
Yeah, I can go grab that.
Yeah,
good idea.
It's the top photo, not the tank one.
Okay.
The tank one's pretty ugly.
His other car is a tank.
But the fast car is nice.
Oh shit, this is pretty cool looking. All right, let me see if this will work when I do a screen share here, folks. Let's see if does your car have a name?
Yeah, it's Glory.
Oh, that's right, Blaze of Glory. I get it.
Right. There's
all right,
Glory.
seeing that? There we go. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Cool. How we all fitting in that?
That's a badass car.
Well, the one weakness
there's a little back seat.
Yeah, the weakness is that it's cramped.
Well, one person can man the gun in the back.
Yeah, I haven't really gone through it, but it's like this particular one. It has like +2 power, +1 looks. It has an armor of 1, but a weakness of 1, and its weakness is that it's cramped.
Well, I'm manning the gun in the back then.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to drive so fast. I'm gonna see if I can make Grim sick and throw up.
A noble goal.
As opposed to the other way around.
Right. Usually you're making us sick.
But I point out the barf bag in the back if he starts looking green. In the bag! In the bag, Grim!
I don't see it.
Ah, God.
It's okay. You need to
Frickin'
do upholstery
crack.
anyway.
Ah.
Okay. So, guys, you can feel free to draw as well on this. This is kind of going to be our rough map of the area.
I like the iconography for Cult of the Red Star.
Okay, can you zoom in a little bit more?
Oh, really? Oh, how about
There we
now?
go. That's great.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
Oh, is that? Oh, the gasoline.
Yeah,
Gas
little-
can.
Yeah.
The black is the actual road, because you did find an actual road that was going
Yep.
along through there. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's see here.
Hi.
You're gigantic.
That came out really big.
Well, yeah, this map doesn't have
The grid.
the grid.
How do I?
So-
Okay, I'm just gonna delete it.
Crimson, you're huge.
Too bad I can't say the same about you.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so we're making our way out there.
One moment, I'm having to fix how this looked.
No problem. It's a platypus.
It does look like a platypus.
Of course it does.
Platypus scar mine.
Into the platypus, gents and ladies. Into the platypus. I like it. It should be the Black Scar Mine that's part of the Platypus Plateau.
And it very well might be.
Yes.
I wonder if people even know what a platypus is anymore.
Probably not. Unlikely.
It's a mystical, magical creature they say has healing properties.
Yes. Now, Koopa Chabra, that's real.
A cucaracha.
Kukaria, great.
No, you have to pay extra for a cucaracha.
By the way, folks, thank you very much for everybody listeners made who supports us on Patreon. I really appreciate it. And actually, that money is going to good use. I actually, even though you're not seeing it right now, but I just actually got a new PC system that is going to let me stream at a much more higher level and do some cooler stuff here than just Google Hangout.
Woo, that's awesome.
Nice.
And so I still have to get a webcam for it though, so I'm not using that right now, and I got to figure out the whole open broadcasting thing a little bit more because
Oh, yeah. OBS?
Or yeah, I'm gonna use one of those things. I tried to do before, and this my other system I just could not make it stream correctly.
Yeah.
But this new thing is actually pretty much a beast.
Nice.
That I just got, and so it should be able to do this very well. So I'm hoping to be doing some more fancier stuff with streaming in the future for Super Geeked Up and for this show as well.
That's fantastic.
And I got some better lighting here too. You're seeing a little bit now. I got to set some more up, but anyway, so your money is going to good use. Thank you. Please keep supporting us, and hopefully I'll get all that worked out next couple weeks or so.
All right.
Hey, could you throw a little money my way? I'll get a new light bulb for my bathroom.
Sure, I give you like $8.
No, I don't need that much. Like just $2.
$2.
$2. Mwah.
Oh, my $2.
That's a new Patreon perk, $2 to get a triple light bulb,
Yes.
and you get to sit on his lap.
Now, hopefully it's going to cool off here so I can go back up to my upper level office that doesn't have AC, but it's just been too hot to be up there.
Oh, Steve, real quick. The name of that movie was Better Off Dead, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
Sorry.
The newspaper delivery boy who's like chasing John Cusack
All
through the
over.
whole movie. I want my $2.
It was great. I highly recommend the movie. I didn't think it was going to be good, but I loved it.
In the chat, Lister's Mate says, Blaze's car looks like a DeLorean. I saw Mr. Fusion.
Yeah.
A little bit, maybe. A little. It was kind of futuristic.
Yeah. We'll go with it. Sure. Sounds great.
All right. So you do see he holds out the map. There's some more things on it than what's here. In fact, the further north, as far as it goes, you actually see the edges outlined of General Blade's turf, basically.
Yeah, we're not going that direction.
Are you sure?
I turned the car that direction. Just kidding.
All right.
Somewhere up this way.
Right. Okay.
That's kind of fun.
That is fun.
It's like a radiation cloud.
Right.
You should do it in red, though. It's General There Will Be Blood Blades.
Oh, there is that. Oh, okay, well, how about...
Yes. It's my future. Read that future, Graham. I just see blood splattered across the desert.
Oh, yes. Just display that every time AE decides to use his shotgun.
Yes. Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of, before they decide to hit the road, he is curious as to whether or not the path to the destination may be filled with dangers, which, there's always a chance of. But
that is very true.
Marlon says he's not sure. He hasn't been out that way recently, but multiple sets of miners have not returned from Black Scar. The road takes you most of the way there, so there's it's going to be the hard black all the way there to be able to travel quickly. And usually the groups go out there, they're like hauled out there by vehicles. The vehicles have not come back either.
Would make sense with if it is the Cult of the Red Star, why they haven't. But
okay.
Interesting.
So just for fun, while Crimson is driving, I'm going to try to seduce her.
Jesus Christ.
Some characters need to get a freaking room.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know. Partially succeeds. Let's see. What is that? So I choose one. Let's see. So they'll go along, but they'll need some concrete assurance corroboration.
Oh, no, that's not for PCs.
Sorry.
PC ones are you offer the carrot or the stick.
Oh, yes.
You either offer XP to go along with you, or you threaten to take away one of their highlighted stats.
That's right. So, so listen, Crimson. I want you to protect this baby with your life, all right? But before we go out there, just in case we need the big guns, we're going to stop by and we're going to get another vehicle that I have hidden close by. And you're going to treat Glory right. But I'm going to bring out the big guns of my other tank called Banger, all right?
Does it have a sidecar named Mash?
Well, I mash things with Banger. That was the intention.
Right.
Real quick, with a swift inspection of the car, does it have any bullet shots launched at it, possibly causing some sort of damage?
The current his car that you got right now?
Yeah, like has it been fired at previously and not mended?
No, this looks to be in pretty good shape. I mean, there's a couple of dings that might have been bullets that ricocheted off it, but I mean, overall, it's obviously been well cared for.
Okay.
So I'll answer. Oh, car this nice? You got it. I'll treat it as if it were my own.
All right.
Is that experience you offered?
Very well. Yeah, you get experience for it.
All right.
Okay. So the other thing to bear in mind, if you guys reach 5 XP,
Which I just did.
you clear all the boxes and immediately choose a level up. Choose one of the options off the XP increase.
Yeah, I'll have to read over that, but we can keep going.
Yeah, I arch an eyebrow at Crimson. I say, "Stick around with me, babe. You'll get lots of experience." And so, So anyway, I tell her the way to drive Glory up through a back road and stuff, and I go ahead and get.
I'm whipping the car around, so AE and Grim are like slamming each other in the back.
Yeah, but we go ahead and get Banger, and I'll drive Banger with AE, and Crimson can drive with.
Grim.
I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, I'll say, all right, Grim. I guess you can sit in the front seat.
Keep your hands where I can see them.
Yeah, just don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch the car.
If I had a shotgun, this would be almost ironic.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and go out there with both vehicles then.
Okay. So who's riding in which car? Because obviously the war rig can take more people than the car. I mean, you could actually all fit probably comfortably in the war rig.
Right.
If you wanted to just take that.
I and Grim are taking the car, and then AE and Blaze are taking the war rig.
Yeah,
Okay.
and is this guy coming with us or not really? Is the
Marlon?
tin man-
No. Marlon.
All right.
Marlon's busy keeping the peace in town.
Mm-hmm.
That's his job.
Right. And so AE, if you will, man the machine guns. They're mounted machine guns on this rig. Okay.
Okay. I can do that.
Oh, Doc's gonna be sorry she missed that one.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the Gunlugger character who was like shooting things.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll have to tell her she missed the opportunity to make use of mounted machine guns.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you drive out to Black Scar Mine. So you get up to and actually I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna send that.
While we're driving, I'm gonna say, "Hey, Grim, you know, I saw this old video one time, and like the cars turned into robots."
We made a joke about Care Bears, I believe, the last time.
Yeah.
But and he's just kind of like becoming a little more tense and paranoid as he observes the car around him, making sure it doesn't suddenly change in shape. It's very interesting. You know, most of those stories are true. Watch yourself.
Oh yeah, I think it was a history documentary.
Of course there are. All the hollowheads are.
And let me tell you the tale of Michael Knight.
Yes.
All right. So you turn off the road and start heading up to where the mine is, up in there. This is like, one of those buttes, like the tall standing bluffs that you see out in the desert. Unfortunately, this thing is failing me for finding images.
Don't worry about it. We can just go.
As we're driving along, would Grim be able to open his brain once more to see if there's any possible road hazards along the way? He knows the destination is most likely dangerous, but getting there might be another issue entirely.
Good idea.
Oh, partially.
Okay, so you're opening yourself to the maelstrom again?
Indeed.
Okay. Okay. So you want an impression about things. Okay. You start to hear screaming.
Ooh.
Lots and lots of screaming.
Yikes.
You start hearing like liquid splashing, but there's no scent of gasoline. It's a coppery scent that fills your nose.
Oh god. Okay. That's if Crimson was paying attention, he basically sees Grim just sort of close his eyes and shake a little bit as he clutches his walking stick, then pops back open and says, I think those walking blenders are making mincemeat of good people.
Or not so good people.
Yeah. I'll say, God damn it, did you go in that fucking maelstrom shit you're always doing? It freaks me out.
Well, I mean, tomato.
And both bleed red.
Yeah.
True.
But yes, he will reaffirm himself with the statement of he thinks possibly his the metal menace is butchering someone. Whether or not it's a robot, that's his assumption.
I'm gonna floor it then.
So we haven't established this yet, but I'm assuming I can have like a walkie-talkie or radio system between the two vehicles.
Oh yeah, like a police radio.
Yeah, I just say, why the speed up, Crimson?
The fucking weirdo here, I don't know what the hell he does with his brain, but he's saying people are being killed. We better step on it.
All right. Put the pedal to the metal. Yell up to AE, be ready to shoot anything that moves out there.
Okay.
I always am.
Oh, AE turned into Batman. That's awesome.
Or is it Bane? I don't know.
It should be Bane.
Yeah.
Bane.
Much more Bane.
Right.
But then you gotta talk real weird. The weird accent.
Adapted to darkness.
Tough accent.
I was molded by it.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Alrighty. So you head up the road a little faster. When you get to the edge of the mine, like you come around the corner as you're basically driving into the foothills kind of area of this, and so there's some winding canyon kind of areas that you have to drive through to get up to where the mine is itself. And you see vehicles. The tires are destroyed, and there are large discolored patches around the vehicles.
All right.
This is like, I'm so sorry. Wait.
What are you laughing?
What you were talking about earlier. See? It's true.
What are you talking about? What's true?
The cars morphed into robots and crushed those poor, pitiful people.
Oh, yes. I'm sure that's what happened. You're right.
I get on the radio and I say, Crimson, little lady, let's not drive right into that shit show. I'm not sure if there's something going on there where, our vehicles could get messed up, but let's park to the side over here and edge our way in and see what's going on.
All right. To say 10-4, and watch out for transforming robots.
Transforming robots.
He grabs the little speaker. It's the automotives. They're after our blood.
I look at AE and I say, if you see any automotives, kill them.
Well, I mean, just logical conclusion.
Yeah.
In the chat, listeners may wants to know what kind of a mine is this? Is it like
This
a
is
coal
a-
mine or
Iron mine.
okay?
Okay.
All right, so yeah, well, I'll pull over to the, I guess to the side, like you said.
Yeah, so let's pull over to the side, see if there's anywhere we can kind of stash the vehicles. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I've got a kill switch on both of these vehicles, where there's a certain code that you have to press in to be able to get them to start up.
Sure.
So I activate the kill code, and and just lock them up.
Okay.
Okay.
So the vehicle that you found here, it looks like a city bus, and there is actually blood dripping out of the closed doors on the side.
Are there bullet holes along the side or anything, or just does it look damaged?
The tires have been taken out, but the vehicle itself doesn't seem to be terribly damaged. Now, this isn't like an armored vehicle or anything. They didn't armor it. I mean, it was basically just a people transport.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Grim is mortified and about 100 feet back.
Yeah.
Also, this bus was headed away from the mine.
Oh.
Okay.
And there's nobody around that we can see.
No, not from this vantage point.
Grim, you want to get your head wrapped around this fucked up situation?
I already told you. It's the damn car.
Oh, no.
No,
Why don't you root around with your mind and inside this bloody mess and see what's going on?
There are some places you don't want to go, son.
can I climb on top of the bus to get a better vantage point?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, it's not terribly hard to do. As you're climbing up, you actually get a look inside the windows. There are multiple dismembered bodies inside the bus.
All right.
I'll relay that to the others.
The damn robot chopped him up into little cutlets.
I start looking for places for cover.
I mean, there's plenty of places that you could move to. I mean, there are lots of little canyon, offshoots and whatnot that you can put like a vehicle in if you wanted to, or to hide in and like kind of watch the road or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Yeah.
We've
Go
convinced the people in the chat that these should be Autobots and really be Transformers.
All right.
All right. Do I see anything when I get on top of the bus better besides those dismembered people?
On top of the bus, you're like looking around. I mean, you can't see the mine yet clearly from here because of the winding path. You don't see any other vehicles. There's no other vehicles around here. No other wrecks. Looking up the road, it looks like maybe the bus clipped the edge of one of the walls while it was trying to get out. So it looks like maybe this thing was trying to leave at speed and didn't quite make it. Given the tires, it seems pretty good odds that it was pursued by something.
Yeah.
And just to get an idea, I mean, I'm sure I would read this very quickly, but I just want to make sure this doesn't look like Bladesmen, does it?
Bladesmen wouldn't have left the vehicle.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, basically looking at the vehicle, it's largely intact.
Right.
Bladesmen wouldn't have just left a vehicle.
Right.
I mean, they might have left the vehicle if it was too damaged to bother with, or they might have tried to pull parts out of the engine, but the engine compartment on this thing is still closed.
Right.
You know, who'd bother to close it if they were taking stuff out of it?
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe back off this situation slightly and see if we can observe from a distance.
No, I'll say, fuck that. Let's just go in there and take them out.
Yeah, let's rush in and kill them all.
Wow.
Yeah,
well,
you got the right idea.
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't hear any more screaming, so I kind of think that's kind of done. I'm not sure if there's anybody else to save at the moment.
Well, maybe we can find the cultists in the mine or something.
you know, seeing as how the bus isn't hostile yet, Grim maybe thinks that the remains of whomever is inside possibly gummed up the works and ceased the automotive from killing anybody else. So he'll take, you know, a good bit closer to kind of get the gist of what actually happened.
Okay. I mean, are you actually going to go inside?
He gently touches the door.
It doesn't move. It just kind of, you know, like if you just tap it, it doesn't.
Hallelujah! The beast has been slain.
All right, so you know, push open the door and
he'll go ahead and sort of jerk it open.
okay, the doors are open now. In fact, it actually looks like, now that you got it, you know, kind of a close look, it looks like the door mechanism has been busted.
Okay, so no longer locks.
No.
Okay.
It clearly broke inward.
Yeah. He sees the spattering of blood inside and recognizes this very red color. Looks over at Crimson and says, "Milady, your carriage awaits."
I'm going to jump down next to him and kick him in the ass into the bus.
Okay, then. You stumble a little bit into the bus.
Okay, great.
But catch your balance before you end up in the gore.
Excellent.
And then suddenly,
my worst fears realized.
And all of a sudden, he's in the driver's seat, looking out the windshield of the chest of the robot. He's standing,
Right.
and he's pounding on the window. Let me out! No, nothing happens.
He takes the swift kick. That's for sure.
So I'm going to just take like partial cover at a nearby rock and just be like, "This is just so fucked."
Seeing all the different limbs and such, am I able to tell if they were like carefully sawed or just hacked or even ripped apart?
Okay. Looking closer, this is hard to even... you're looking at all this, and it's like hacked, stabbed, chopped. I mean, like someone or multiple someones went to town on these people. This was just bludgeoned. Every kind of anything you could think of got thrown at this group of people. I mean, you're even thinking you see bite marks.
Wow. He'll look over to AE and say, "Hey, Masky, this reminds me of the heyday."
What?
Well,
Grimace. All right, so Grim, if you if you like touch one of these unfortunate souls, can you get an idea of what killed them, or how does your stuff work?
well, depends on how far he's willing to go into the maelstrom. But hopefully,
you're already fucking crazy. So who cares?
Let's make with mojo. No.
Yep. He's actually just. He's like, well, at least it's not oil. And he'll put a finger into the blood and sort of give it a whiff. Then open his mind and see if he can draw a conclusion of whom or what may have done this.
Good luck.
No.
A double one.
Robots! Robots!
The only time I've ever seen you miss a weird roll.
Double one.
Double.
Oh my.
Yes, you were correct.
Okay.
But
you don't have a special skill that'll let you re-roll that, do you?
He's going to be wishing.
Yeah.
Because they believe they say on a fail, prepare for the worst.
Yep. Here it comes.
Sorry, I've never seen you miss a weird roll before.
Yeah, right. Look well. This is rare.
Take a snapshot. Pictures of forever.
Okay, I'm just making sure I read this right. Sorry, it's been a little bit since I reread all this stuff, so I'm a little slower tonight than I would be normally. Okay. Your mind is suddenly flooded with horrible images. It's like you're actually seeing the events from the victim's side.
It's just like my cousin's wedding party.
God.
And while it's horrible, it's painful, it's, in fact, go ahead and take a wound from this. From psychosomatic.
Yeah.
As I witness this is like, is he thrashing around his body or anything, or no?
Oh, I would say so, yes. You see these people with just all sorts of bladed weapons and things like that, just hacking and chopping at everything. They're like, one of them leaps onto someone and starts biting them. Mm-hmm. They're people, but they don't act like people.
That's for sure.
And then you're back, lying on the ground outside the bus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he stumbled back and landed pretty hard. It was almost
I'll
like
be next to you, be like, Grim, are you all right? What the hell happened?
You know how I said that sometimes going too far is too far? Well, the psychic maelstrom kicked my ass. But I did learn it was multiple people who committed this heinous act.
I walk over and give him a drink.
And you actually have a name for these.
Oh.
The brainer has heard of these before.
Oh?
Some call them the soulless.
Oh, okay. Ugh. They're just like robots.
So only he knows about these, or have we heard of these people before?
He's wandered some weirder places than you have.
Mm.
But he can explain about them. I believe I told Nate about an idea for these.
I vaguely recall, so you might have to fill in the gaps.
Okay. So just between me and Nate, and if he fills the rest of you in, that's his prerogative. The soulless, what they, the stories you've heard about them, they they're people, but they may as well be animals.
Mm-hmm.
Raving, rabid animals. They kill anything that moves. They roam, like they butcher anything they can get their hands on. They are raving lunatics. And nobody's quite sure where they come from. They just sort of turn up. Groups of them, or there's some tall tales about hordes of them roaming in the waste. But again, you can't tell how much stories have escalated from isolated incidents to be much larger than the actual threat. There's talk about outlying settlements getting wiped out by the people just find they go to the town later and find a bunch of people just butchered.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The unifying thing about them is there's really never any guns involved. They don't use complex tools or strategies.
They got their choppers.
Do you tell all this to us?
Oh, he relays as much information as possible. Of course, reiterating that just like murderous killing machines that he so hates, they might as well not have souls.
Did you say they're cannibals?
Well, he wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. I mean, there's certainly the possibility.
A hates cannibals.
That's good to know.
However, this would be our stopping point.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah. What a lovely time to stop.
You're soulless, Somnus. You're soulless.
By the way, in the chat, listeners made it said this sounds like a horror movie, and Chris Hadley says, "People on a deserted road. What could possibly go wrong?"
Right. Well, a school bus filled
It's
with
the apocalypse,
chopped up
man.
meat seems pretty wrong.
All right, folks, that's Apocalypse World. If you didn't catch it when we did the marathon stream, there you go. And maybe we'll continue that at some point. Because now I kind of want to limit those soulless fuckers.
Mm-hmm.
And these weren't even the cultists, right?
No,
Jeez.
there isn't any. No one was burned. There's no fire marks anywhere around here. I was waiting to see if one of you would go, wait a minute, why is nothing burned? They burn everything.
The cultists looking pretty nice right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, these guys are far worse.
They were the nice guys.
I know.
At least with fire, you know.
Being slandered.
Anyway, folks, yes, thank you very much for tuning in. Next week, I think we'll be back to, I don't know, probably D&D, I would guess. We haven't done that in a while, actually. So,
Yep. I've been working on that.
All right, cool. So we're back to Dungeons and Dragons next week, folks, picking up our campaign. So I think I guess the idea is we're kind of moving maybe into near the final phase of that, right? And we're going to maybe switch to a different game after that. That's what we've been talking about.
We'll see. We got to see how this all plays out. You got some pretty nasty things headed towards New Seer.
Yeah.
The soulless. Crossover.
Yeah, I hope it's not the soulless. Jeez. All right, but we got that, folks. We got Lady Blackbird. We're still doing. We got one or two more of those to wrap up the storyline there, and we're talking about some new games. Sam that's just sent us this thing called Godbound, which looks pretty cool.
Which, fantastically enough, if any of you want to check it out, it is absolutely free, which is kind of nice. If you do a search for Godbound on DriveThruRPG, you can get your own copy of it.
Absolutely free.
Very cool.
Yeah, and the idea is, and it actually looks like looks like it's pretty much the full book, right? More or less. It looks like
basically there is a deluxe version of the book, but they basically said the publisher said that the deluxe, the free version of the game is 80% of the deluxe book. So the deluxe book is just some additional materials, additional options, some odds and ends things. the core of the game is in the free edition. I mean, it's like a 193-page free book.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
it's not skimping on the details.
No, it's
And
all in there. Well, pretty much all.
It's certainly playable.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet, that's awesome. Yeah, so I guess the idea is it's present day, right? But like you're kind of descendants of, you have like of a god, certain gods, right? And you have the powers
Well,
or something of them. Is that
the
the idea?
actual Godbound thing has its own setting, and essentially in that setting, there was a great war. The gates of heaven was sundered. Everything's kind of gone to hell in a handbasket, and the deity of the world, his throne is there, but the deity was not there when people broke down the gates of heaven to demand answers from the god. And
Gone.
things went downhill from there, but now mortals on the world are starting to manifest powers that are in line with the words of power that defined creation. So they're basically becoming demigods. So all the PCs are essentially demigods.
Yeah, it's so great. Picture being able to make the utmost perfect D&D deity that you would want your character to worship, but instead playing the god.
Kind of, yeah.
Nice. All right, cool. So yeah, you might see us doing that in the future. But Dungeons and Dragons, guys, we're back to that next week, 8 p.m. Monday, Eastern time, that is. This Wednesday, if you don't know already, we just kicked off the new season of Super Geeked Up last week, so this is our second episode this Wednesday, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Please tune in. We're doing our usual geeky shenanigans and improv games and all that fun stuff. If you didn't catch last week's show, we had a bunch of cool stunt woman guests on. We had a lot of fun there. And let's see, let's give some other links out. Trip.
Sure. Most of you guys know this, but I have a fun steampunk web series called The League of S.T.E.A.M. You can check us out just at leagueofsteam.com or on YouTube at League of S.T.E.A.M. I also, a few of you guys watching right now know this, but I have a really fun sci-fi movie. It's not available yet. It is a short film. It will actually not be available in the whole until about a year online. But right now we're playing in some pretty amazing festivals. And if you would want to check out the trailer, you can always look up The Boogies trailer or just The Boogies on Facebook, and you can check it out there. But we have some amazing people involved for some huge films, including X-Men Origins and Spider-Man Homecoming. Wow. And the creature designer who did an original creature for us is probably most well known for doing Avatar, the creature designs, along with like 50 other major creature movies. And one of our favorite actors that's a creature performer a lot of times is in it. His name is Doug Jones, and he plays an awesome role in the film. And anyway, I can't wait to share the whole thing with you guys. But most festivals, unfortunately, will not allow us to release it online. Otherwise, they won't actually play it in a festival. But someday in the future, we will release the whole thing online. But check out the trailer if you can.
All right, awesome. Marks?
Cool. You can keep up with me on stuff I'm working on writing-wise or podcasting-wise over at markspile.com. And you can also tweet at me over at Mr. Marks.
Sweet. Nate?
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm here. I'm helping. And if you want to have a great time, then look on various social media platforms to add Uncle Muffles. I offer a wide variety of voice acting, narration, dubbing, etc., etc. And we can also play some pretty fun games together.
If you're looking for a good time.
Lots of oral entertainment.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And it's free. It's pro bono. I mean pro bono.
Really bad influence, I see.
Terrible. Terrible.
That's great.
Well, you can see me here creating more mayhem and disasters for this crew. And I'm having a great time doing it. So,
Glutton for punishment, all of us.
Apparently, because you keep coming back.
Thank you for the pain, Somnus.
Yeah.
It brings the light to my life. And the darkness that won't go away.
Folks, you can tweet as at Super Geeked Up. Go to supergeekedup.com. That's where you can see not just this show, but all the other shows. Super Geeked Up, my super knocked up action comedy superhero series, a lot of other cool stuff. And like I said, hopefully in the next couple of weeks here, I'll be able to get my new system up running, do some cooler streams here in terms of like setting up the visuals a little better with open broadcasting type software. So look forward to that. And again, we had the awesome time at Comic-Con. For any of you who were there, thank you so much. Thanks for coming out and playing the fake games with us, and for coming to the panels and all that stuff. You guys are really awesome. And you can actually see a ton of pictures on the Super Geeked Up Facebook page, which is Super Geeked Up Live. And we can get it right from the website as well, a link there. I put a whole ton of pictures up there, probably like 150 to 200 pictures, different cosplay and other pics of us there from the panels. And we'll put up some videos and stuff too, like we mentioned as well on our YouTube channel, which is Super Geeked Up. Please subscribe there if you haven't already. Cool. I think that's everything. All right, great. So some of you hopefully will see Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern for Super Geeked Up, and then back here Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Monday Night Mayhem for some D&D, returning to D&D.
Hell yes.
I just want to say bye, Pancake King. You're awesome. Thanks, Anthony and Chris.
Yes, Chris, Madrak, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Bring up some pancakes next week.
Yes.
Don't forget Chief Biscuits.
Oh, I wish there was somebody named Chief Biscuits actually in the chat. That'd be great. Somebody make that handle. All right, cool. All right, yeah, so we'll see everybody next week. Until then, have fun adventuring, everybody. See you soon. Bye.